Do our best, and I think the fellas are ready, and they worked hard all week. It was a disappointment last week, but I think that thinking about this game, we're looking forward to a win.
The NFL on CBS, the NFC Western standings. Atlanta tied 17-all, going into overtime against the Philadelphia Eagles. The Rams and the Buffalo Bills also in overtime, tied 7-7. Archie Manning, his New Orleans Saints, winless in 13 tries. A dramatic comeback attempt against the Minnesota Vikings 1 week ago. This touchdown pass to number 85, Henry Childs. The book on Henry, that comeback attempt just falling 3 points shy. The Saints lose to Minnesota a week ago, 23-20. Joe Montana, 3 touchdown tosses last week against the New England Patriots, has apparently won the starting quarterback job for Bill Walsh and the San Francisco 49ers. The rookie sensation, Earl Cooper, number 49, out of the backfield. His 4th touchdown catch right there. San Francisco and New Orleans live on CBS. Earl Cooper, 4 touchdown receptions, and he's rushed for 4, the most ever for a rookie running back. The New Orleans Saints and the San Francisco 49ers from a very windy Candlestick Park here in San Francisco, California. Hello again, everybody. I'm Jim Kelly. Welcome to Candlestick Park. My friend Jim Hill is alongside. We've got a dandy for you today. The San Francisco 49ers start out very quickly with 3 straight wins, and then they lost their 8 games in a row. They won their last 2, however. The New Orleans Saints, of course, are winless, but they are regrouping under Coach Dick Stanfill.
They certainly are, Jim. A lot of people are wondering, is this the week that the Saints will finally break into the win column? Well, the 49ers certainly don't hope so. And before today's ball game, I talked to Emmanuel Sanders and David Waymer about what this season has been like for them.
Honestly, it's been like a roller coaster. You know, it's been up, down, and like I said, there's been some low moments, and there's been some high moments. You know, we had some moral victory, but we haven't had, you know, the W that's really count in the NFL.
It's been a hair-raising experience, I'd say, coming from a place like Notre Dame where we won most of the time, and coming here and now we're 0-13. It's I guess quite a learning experience for a rookie to be involved in a situation like this. But things are going to eventually bounce our way. We're kind of waiting on the ball to bounce the right way.
Meanwhile,
Waiting on the ball to bounce right here, Ray Wersching is kicked off for the San Francisco 49ers. The Saints in possession will start 1st and 10 from their own 33-yard line. On the reception for the New Orleans Saints, number 41, Jimmy Rogers, who will open up at halfback. So we'll take a look at Archie Manning and the New Orleans Saints as they try to regroup under Coach Dick Stanfill. Somewhat of a homecoming for him, too, Jim, as you mentioned at the top.
Here under Dick Nolte, who just got fired for the New Orleans Saints. He played here as a 49er. He was an outstanding offensive lineman during his pro career, and he certainly wants a victory this afternoon.
Archie Manning brings them out 1st down, 10 yards to go from the New Orleans Saints 33-yard line. Wes Chandler wide to the left side. Ike Harris out wide to the right side. Running backs are split. That's Jack Holmes, Jimmy Rogers. Jimmy Rogers gets the call, and the 49ers knife through defensively. In there on the tackle is number 57, Danny Bunce. You take a look at that defensive front for the San Francisco 49ers. Archie Reese, number 78 in the middle. He's a good one. Lawrence Pillars, 75, strong upper body. First pass of the football game. Manning with a straight drop. Airs it out. Wes Chandler couldn't hang on. It would have been a New Orleans 1st down, and it brings up 3rd down now for the still winless New Orleans Saints. Ray Rhodes, number 26, former New York Giant, in there on the left cornerback spot. The 7-year man from Tulsa defending, but Chandler, actually, Jimmy, that's a very catchable ball.
It certainly was. The ball should have been cut. One of the things that the Saints are going to have to be concerned about this afternoon, especially Archie Manning, he throws the ball sidearm, and so he's going to have to be aware of the wind factor, because when you throw it from the side like Archie does, the wind will have a tendency to pick it up and to carry it away.
3rd down situation now. Opening quarter. Game just underway. Saints first possession. Wide receivers left and right. Manning needs 12. Airs it out top, and very poorly thrown, intended for Mike Harris, the 6-year man from Iowa State. Dwight Hicks, the 2nd-year man from Michigan, number 22, was the closest man to it. Now we've got a final hit from Tampa Bay. Minnesota, Jimmy, after trailing 10-0, came back to upset the Buccaneers.
21-10, a big win for the Minnesota Vikings, and they're really going to put the pressure on the Detroit Lions now for that NFC Central Division Championship.
There are the stats on Russell Erxleben, set to kick it away. Saints fail to pick up a first down. Punting with the wind, gets a beautiful spiral. And San Francisco, wisely, just falling on the ball. That's number 80 for the San Francisco 49ers. Easton Ramson, a 50-yard punt, and it'll be the San Francisco 49ers owning up 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. Joe Montana at quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers. Cleveland had all they could handle and more for the New York Jets. Brian Sipe, a 4-yard touchdown pass, proved to be the difference. It was Cleveland 17 and the Jets 14, so Cleveland hangs on to that lead in the AFC West, or AFC Central, excuse me.
And what an outstanding job Sam Lutrigiano has been doing as a head coach of the Cleveland Browns. And Brian Sipe, week in and week out, is really proving that he is one of the outstanding quarterbacks in the National Football League.
All right, it'll be first down, 10 yards to go now on the 20-yard line for the San Francisco 49ers. Joe Montana comes into the game, 160 attempts, 102 completions, completing 63% of his passes. He has won the starting quarterback job from Steve DeBerg. As we mentioned at the top of the telecast, the 49ers, Jimmy, started off very quickly. They won their first 3 games, then they lost 8 in a row. They have come back strong. They shut out the New York Giants by a score of 12-0, and they upset the New England Patriots here a week ago.
I think the big difference in the 49er club the last couple of weeks is the fact that their defense has been playing extremely well, whereas when they went through that slump of losing 6 or 7 straight, and the defense had just bad performances.
Wide receivers left and right. Earl Cooper, number 49, the rookie running back from Rice. The ball goes off, however, to Randall Elliott, number 35, the 8-year man from Northeast Missouri State, 6'10", 210. And Chuck Evans, number 59, the rookie, makes the tackle for the New Orleans Saints. Close to first down yardage. It'll be second down. Let's call it a short one. You look at the New Orleans Saints defensively. They had their hands full last week against the Minnesota Vikings. Would have been very easy for the Saints to fold, trailing 23-0, but they hung in there and came back in the second half. Just call it a 3-point shot. From the I formation now, Montana, you can hear him barking the signals. And again, the give is Linville Elliott, and he bucks over the right side. Randy Cross opening up the blocking there, along with Keith Farnhorst, number 71. And it's a first down, the first down of the football game for San Francisco. Tommy Hart, number 53, and they're on the tackle.
One of the things that really surprises me, Jim, is the attitude of the members of the St. Paul club down on the field before today's contest. They were smiling, they were clapping their hands. They're very relaxed, and it's kind of amazing to see them have that kind of attitude, even though they're 0-13.
1st and 10, scoreless first quarter so far. The first possession of the ball game for San Francisco. Montana's first aerial. Incomplete, intended for Linville Elliott out of the left flat. I think he hurried that ball just a little bit.
He did just a little bit, and I think that's one of the things that Joe really has to realize is that he has to be able to time his passes. The wind factor here this afternoon is really going to be something that both quarterbacks are going to have to be able to deal with.
All set to kick away now for the San Francisco 49ers. Their punter, Jim Miller, putting into the wind. And he gets away a towering kick. Wes Chandler signals for the fair catch, but looking up into the sun, decides to let it roll in. And the New Orleans Saints will operate 1st and 10 from their own 26-yard line. A 47-yard punt by Jim Miller. So we've got 12:36 left to go in quarter number 1. The Saints failed to move the ball on their first possession. Likewise, San Francisco. New Orleans ball when we come right back.
Excuse me. I'm not the same crazy coach who used to storm around the sidelines yelling at the officials. I've learned to relax, and I drink light beer from Miller. Do you know that Light's got 1/3 less calories than their regular beer? And listen to this. Light doesn't fill me up. Besides that, Light tastes fantastic. Oh, sure, there are a lot of other beers around, and you can drink any one you want. But let me tell you this. For
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
As I was saying, I don't care what anybody else...
Well, looks like you lead a comfortable life.
I do okay.
Now, let me tell you something. You do better in comfortable clothes. Like Hager Magic Stretch.
Hey, a stretch waistband.
Special stretch woven fabric, too.
Nice.
And Hager has lots of great looks that won't squeeze your wallet. In Hager Magic Stretch, you'll feel as good as you look.
What could be better?
You couldn't ask for more than Hager, especially for the holidays.
A 37 27-yard field goal by Tim Mazzetti, the difference in that Atlanta game against the Philadelphia Eagles. So Philadelphia now drops another game. They've lost 2 games in a row. And, Jimmy, they've opened up. Atlanta has a 2-game lead in the NFC West.
That's right, because Buffalo beat Los Angeles this afternoon 10-7.
Archie Manning electing to keep it on the ground, short yardage over the middle. Lawrence Pillars, 65, in there on the tackle, throwing Jimmy Rogers down. Pickup of 3. It'll bring up 2nd down and 7 now for New Orleans. We are scoreless in this ball game. There is the Buffalo win against the Los Angeles Rams in overtime. So again, the Atlanta Falcons, with that dramatic 2017 win against the Philadelphia Eagles, have opened up a 2-game lead in the NFC West. Archie Manning, a veteran from Mississippi. Wide receivers are left and right. Jimmy Rogers gets the call. Not much doing on the left side.
Jim, that's a perfect example of the type of defense that San Francisco has been playing lately. They've been playing real good defense. At that particular time, they made the ball carrier run laterally to the line of scrimmage a long time, which allowed the 49er defensive unit to get over there. Good sign of a good defensive unit. You have 4 or 5 defensive people around the ball carrier when he goes down.
3rd and 8. You saw the graphic there on the inept Saints, at least on 3rd down situations so far. Running backs are split. Chandler to the left side, Harris to the top of your screen to the right side. Niners are showing blitz, and they're coming. Manning underneath to Henry Childs, his tight end, has got the first down up in the vicinity of the 38-yard line. And that is the first down of the ball game for the New Orleans Saints. Terry Totolo, number 50, the 5-year man from UCLA, in there in the tackle, along with Jim Stuckey, the rookie from Clemson, big number 79.
And a good job of picking up the blitz by the offensive lineman for the Saints. One of the things that the Saints really haven't done much this year, and that is throw to this man, Henry Childs. He is an outstanding tight end. If you get the ball to him enough times, he'll give you the big play.
Childs way down on the list. He is 8th on the New Orleans Saints team in receptions. That's just his 16th grab of the season for New Orleans. But a big one here in this ball game. He picks up the first down. Running backs are split, as are the wide receivers. And they go to the flea flicker. Ike Harris is open, and he overthrows him. Jack Holmes took the pitch back from Archie Manning and simply missed Ike Harris. He was covered on the play by Ricky Churchman, but Churchman actually played the down and out. And when Harris turned it up, he was open. But Jack Holmes just missed him.
Jim, I think this particular time of the year, especially for the Saints, they're winless. Everyone around the country is talking about them, making jokes about them. One of the things that Stanfield is going to have to do the last 3 games of the year is to try and make the game fun for these young men. And by that, put in plays just like we saw the flea flicker then, which will enable them to have a little fun out there.
Chandler wide to the left side, Harris to the top of your screen to the right side. Holmes and Rogers are the running back. Manning on 2nd and 10. Looks to Chandler. He's got the first down and more across midfield. Up in the vicinity of the 48-yard line of San Francisco, Charlie Johnson, number 44, the 2nd-year man from Grambling, in there on the coverage, but Chandler had him beaten. A 13-yard pass completion to Wes Chandler, and Charles Johnson, after making the stop on Wes Chandler, is down at the midfield stripe.
And Johnson's one of the young men that I'm sure that the Saints are really going to try and work on if he's able to come back, because he hasn't played that well this year.
So the Saints on the move have picked up 2 first downs. They've got it in San Francisco territory at the 48-yard line. 1st and 10 for Archie Manning and his 0-13 New Orleans Saints when we come right back.
Introducing the totally new Lynx from Lincoln Mercury. Lynx is not only the most fuel-efficient American-built wagon, Lynx is the first one with front-wheel drive and fully independent suspension. Starting today, the world belongs to an American car. Starting today, the world belongs to Lynx.
Here's another Radio Shack Christmas gift idea. Our exclusive Science Fair 150-in-1 electronic project kit, just $29.95. Learn electronics by building safe, solderless battery and solar radios, transmitters, computer circuits, electronic sound effects, even LED digital readouts. Give 150 gifts they'll enjoy long after Christmas. The Super Science Fair Kit, only at Radio Shack, your Christmas electronics store.
Next week, a Super Sports Saturday, the Giants battle the Redskins, followed by the Mixed Team Golf Classic and the Sports Spectacular with figure skating and the Great American Truck Race next Saturday on CBS Sports.
Jim Kelly and Jim Hill back with you from Candlestick Park here in San Francisco. The 49ers 5-8. The Saints are 0-13. New Orleans on the move and picked up 2 successive first downs. Chandler to the bottom of your screen. Ike Harris to the top. Running backs are Holmes and Rogers, and Manning with a straight drop. Look out. Ike Harris was open, and Manning missed him. Actually, Jimmy, number 52 for the 49ers had a shot at him. Bobby Leopold back in the backfield. Could have been about a 12-yard drop, but Manning did well just to get away and throw the ball.
Well, that particular time, the 49ers were in the 3-4 defense, and they blitzed Leopold from the weak side. And it's kind of strange to see Archie coming out passing the way that he is this early in the ballgame. I think that's a good indication of what the Saints are going to try and do this afternoon, because the 49ers on defense haven't played that well against the pass this year.
Ike Harris has been open on 2 successive plays now. Jack Holmes missed him on a flea flicker. Manning missed him right there. It's 2nd down and 10, New Orleans. As this time Henry Childs comes out wide to the left side. 495. Normally he operates, of course, at the tight end. Underneath, Jimmy Rogers out of the backfield. And he's got another New Orleans first down. 3 in a row for the Saints. Terry Totolo on the tackle.
The offensive game plan so far for the Saints, Jim, I think is just really great, because they're catching the 49ers playing a zone defense. Archie is doing the right thing by throwing underneath the coverage over the linebackers in front of the secondary or in front of the linebackers, and he's been successful so far.
Jimmy Rogers came into the game, 22 catches, averaging about 7.5 yards. The last one was for 13 yards, and as we said, the 3rd straight New Orleans first down. This time, Chandler to the bottom of your screen, Harris to the top. Holmes again and Rogers are split at running back. Manning's tendency has been to throw on first down. This time the draw play to Jimmy Rogers, a pickup of about 2.5, make it 3 yards before Archie Reese, the 3rd-year man from Clemson, wraps his big frame around him, 6'3" and 262. Keena Turner, the rookie from Purdue, number 58, helped out. Keena Turner, now there's a name for the San Francisco 49ers fan. They're very high on him, Jimmy.
They certainly are. They think that he is going to be an outstanding defensive ball player for them. He shows signs of being that already, because he's tough and he really goes to the ball. 2nd down, 7 yards to go for the New Orleans Saints. Wide to the left side this time comes Ike Harris. And Wes Chandler to the top of your screen. Split out wide right from the arm. Manning, bear it out again. Good protection, gives it the pump fake. He's got Ike Harris. Touchdown! A 33-yard scoring strike from Archie Manning to Ike Harris. We had mentioned, Jim, that Harris was getting open, that simply Manning and Holmes on the flea flicker had missed him. This time Manning with a pump fake drew the secondary and the coverage in and put it right on the money. Well, I tell you, Ike has always been an outstanding receiver. The problem is the Saints just haven't been able to get the ball to him. And we talked earlier in the broadcast about the 49ers' inability to play pass defense, and that's exactly what I think the Saints are going to do this afternoon. They're going to put that ball up and just make San Francisco stop them.
He turned around, number 29, Gerard Williams, the cornerback. Spot kick is good, and Benny Ricardo ups that New Orleans lead now to 7-0 with 8:12 to go. Archie Manning, 33 yards to Ike Harris. The book on Manning now, 4 out of 7 and 1 touchdown. So the Saints, looking for their first win, have opened up and scored quickly here in San Francisco, and they lead the 5-8 49ers by a score of 7-0. Benny Ricardo kicks off, and Joe Montana operates the offense in 60 seconds.
Introducing the revolutionary twin action shaving system engineered to outperform twin blades. The new Norelco Rotatract razor. Inside 3 floating heads, Rotatract works like twin blades to grip hair. Raise it up, then razor it off, hundreds of times a second, for a shave that's twin blade close without a nick or cut. The new twin action Norelco Rotatract razor, cord and rechargeable. Twin blade closeness, but no gotcha.
Watch out, winter's almost here, and wind's gonna get you, and cold's gonna get you, and high fuel bills are gonna get you, because you still haven't added more insulation to your attic. So do it now. Get more Owens Corning fiberglass insulation and add another layer to put your house in the pink. See your dealer or contractor. Buy more Owens Corning fiberglass insulation now, before winter gets you.
Monday, it's a
great big knockdown drag-out party.
Flo gives a friend a final send-off, but will Farley make her wing-ding a downer? Find out Monday night.
Well, it didn't take them long. 3 first downs, 9 plays. They go 74 yards. Archie Manning, 4 out of 7 and 1 touchdown. Of course, the big one, the 33-yard scoring strike to Ike Harris. Benny Ricardo all set to kick it off now. And the Saints are on top, 7-0. 8:12 to go in quarter number 1. Ricardo, end over end, good kick. And the San Francisco 49ers watch it roll into the end zone. Back there deep was James Owens. And Joe Montana breaks out, first down, 10 yards to go. Jimmy, when New Orleans does get the ball back, Archie Manning, who obviously is going to be putting it up, will have a pretty good opportunity to work on the corners of the San Francisco 49ers now, because 2 of their starting defensive backs are out with injuries.
Ricky Churchman has a bruised knee. He may return. Charles Johnson has a hip pointed, but he probably won't return. We'll just have to wait and see.
Montana operates from the slot to the left side. There you see the stats on the second-year man from Notre Dame. Earl Cooper, number 49, blocking in front of Linville Elliott, 35. Elliott cracks it across the 22 in the vicinity of the 23-yard line. Brings up second down and 7. Groom, 78, in there in the tackle, along with Joe Fetterspiel, the 9-year veteran from Kentucky. And there's a name and a number, 58, we're going to call a lot this afternoon for New Orleans.
Fetterspiel has been an outstanding linebacker throughout the course of his career. There are some people who are saying that he is starting to lose a step now, and that he's playing everything just a little bit softer. He's playing just a little bit deeper in his middle linebacking position, so he can react a little more.
Linville Elliott, 35, has been the workhorse so far this afternoon for San Francisco on the ground. They go to him again. Trap block over the middle, across the 25, near the 26-yard line for Linville Elliott. Elliott came in with 38 attempts on the ground, averaging about 4 yards. His longest gain from scrimmage was 20 yards, no touchdowns. Tommy Hart, 53, wrapped him down at the 26. It brings up third down and 4.
And so far, I've been pretty impressed with the way the Saints have been playing on defense. They're gang tackling. They have 3 or 4 defensive players around that ball carrier whenever he goes down.
Saints go into the nickel defense right now. Montana 0 for 1 so far in passing this afternoon. Operates from a slot to the left side. Fakes to Linville Elliott. Now comes back to him. And he'll be shy of first down yardage. And the Saints, just as Jim Hill has mentioned, defensively more than doing the job early on.
One of the problems, Jim, that the 49ers have had this year is that they've depended so much on their running backs to be their primary receivers. That's a perfect example right there. If this ball game gets late into the 4th quarter and the 49ers are behind, they may have a difficult chance of catching up because of the fact that they cannot score on the big play. They depend on their running backs too much.
Jim Miller will kick from about the 16-yard line. Wes Chandler waits for it at the 31. Flags it down there, looks for a block. They try to set up the wall on the right sideline, and Archie Manning has pretty good field position once again as New Orleans starts 1st and 10 from their own 42. 42-yard kick by Jimmy Miller and a 12-yard return by Wes Chandler. Benny Bunch in there in the tackle. So when we come right back, as you're looking at referee Dick Jorgensen, New Orleans has the football, and they've got a 7-0 lead.
Here's to good friends. Tonight is kind of special.
Bring it to fourth. This is rally leader. You out there, Chuck?
We're pedaling as fast as we can.
Everybody else is here. Where are you?
Well, we've got ourselves sort of a weight handicap.
How'd that happen?
You guys just brought the bread and cheese. We got a whole trunk full of Lowenbrow.
When you want the taste of a truly great American beer, tonight, let it be Lowenbrow.
Well, we're glad you made it.
Who, us or the Lowenbrow?
The first electronic football games like these were for only one player.
End run.
But something was missing.
Can I play? Wait your turn.
Then along came head-to-head electronic football by Coleco.
Now we can play at the same time. I'm offense. I'm defense.
With head-to-head, you're really in the game. A power sweep. He fights through for the tackle. You pass. He blitzes. Intercepts.
This is real competition.
Why settle for a one-player game when you can have it all? Play alone, against the computer, or for real competition, play
head-to-head.
Why settle for less?
Next Saturday, some of the best men and women golfers on the tour pair up for a test of strategy and teamwork in the Mixed Team Golf Classic. All part of a Super Sports Saturday next week on CBS.
You look at Dick Stanfill on the right side of your screen. Bill Walsh over on the left side. Bill Walsh started off very quickly with his 49ers this year, winning his first 3 games, then losing 8, winning their last 2. 5 victories for San Francisco is better than their last 2 seasons combined. Archie on first down to go up top. Ike Harris, did he catch it inbounds? Yes, he did, and that's another New Orleans first down. Good concentration by big number 82, Ike Harris. Now the other official says no. As Lindsey Nelson would say, they have had a conclave between the officials.
But I tell you one thing, I like the attitude that the Saints have in this ball game. Archie Manning is going to pass the ball, and I don't blame him, because the 49ers defensively have not been playing well throughout the course of the year. They've been giving up a lot of short stuff, and that's what they're going to keep doing.
Jimmy, they're still talking about it on the sideline now. Dick Jorgensen is going to cast the official ballot here. One linesman said yes, he caught it in. The other one says no, he did not. And here is Dick.
Incomplete pass. Receiver would not have come down in bounds if he had not been pushed.
You can bet that's not what Ike Harris said as he walked back.
Or Archie either, absolutely.
That's a final from Tampa Bay. The Bucs, believe it or not, had a 10-0 lead over Minnesota, and the Vikings by Bud Grant came back. Cleveland, as we said earlier, all they can handle and more with the New York Jets. Cleveland retains that big lead in the AFC Black and Blue Central Division against the Houston Oilers. Manning up for his first down now, second down on the incompleted pass, second down and 10. Slot to the right side, he'll go up top again. Blitz is on. Open man is Tony Galbraith. Close to a first down. He'll be about a half a yard short.
I think we may be here a little while this afternoon, Jim, because Archie's going to throw the ball. There is no doubt about that. His receivers are getting open. San Francisco's playing a 3-4 defensive alignment. They're going to have to start blitzing a little bit more, or maybe go to a 4-man rush, because they just aren't able to get back there to him.
Believe that one if you can. San Diego, after upsetting the Philadelphia Eagles a week ago, goes into RFK Stadium in Washington, fell behind 14-0. Then late in the fourth quarter, it was 26-17. It looked as if San Diego might be mounting some kind of a comeback, and 2 quick scores. Joe Theismann had a big day, and the Washington Redskins put away the San Diego Chargers, which makes that game in Oakland across the bay here all the more important, because the Raiders have a chance to take over undisputed possession of first place in the AFC West.
And that game between Dallas and Oakland right now is tied at 7-7. Tony Dorsett just scored on a 20-yard run, and as we mentioned, it's all tied at 7.
That game very important for Dallas also, Jimmy, because with Atlanta upset over Philadelphia Eagles, Dallas now has a chance to pull into a tie with Philadelphia, and they meet the last regular season game in Dallas for a big showdown. Tony Galbraith on first down for the New Orleans Saints is close to another one. He's got it. Ray Rhodes, 26, in there in the tackle, along with Bobby Leopold, the rookie out of Notre Dame. Archie Manning now calling his own plays, mixing them up well. You look at the pitch back and look at the way the left side of that New Orleans line, Emmanuel Sanders, James Taylor, opened up the hole there. And then the cutback against the flow for Tony Galbraith, another first down, the 5-year man from Missouri. Saints have a 7-0 lead, and they've got New Orleans now playing defense on defense.
4-13! 4-13!
Hand off to Jack Holmes from Texas Southern. Not much doing there. And of course, Jimmy, what we mean by playing defensively on defense is the offensive line of New Orleans sticking it to the 49ers right now. New Orleans, because Archie's mixing up his plays, I think the 49ers are a little tentative on defense. They're not quite sure what's coming.
What they're doing is they're sitting back and they're reading. They're what we call as catchers. Instead of them delivering a blow from a defensive standpoint, they're waiting and reading and trying to see what's going to happen. And as a result, they're down 7-0, and the Saints are driving again.
Second down and 7 as Manning sends Wes Chandler to the top of your screen, wide to the right side. Ike Harris with a 33-yard touchdown catch to the bottom of your screen. Holmes and Rogers are the running backs. Tony Galbraith out of the backfield. Another first down. Charles Cornelius, the 4-year man from Bethune-Cookman, number 28, spun around by Tony Galbraith, and another first down.
This telecast is presented by authority of the National Football League, and it is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the San Francisco 49ers and the National Football League is prohibited.
So Archie Manning First down and 10 yards to go. Line of scrimmage, the 23-yard line of the San Francisco 49ers. Who aren't sure what's coming at them right now, but they know they've got their hands full with a scrappy 0-13 football team. Holmes bucks it up the middle in the vicinity of the 20-yard line. Not much more. Pickup of about 3 yards brings up second down and 7. Jimmy Webb, number 74, 6'5", 245, clogging up the middle.
Manning right now 6 of 10 for 90 yards. And as I look at the 49er defense, it reminds me of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Last week, an outstanding game. 6 interceptions. They upset the New England Patriots, and now look at them.
Second down and 7. Manning sends Harris to the left side. Wes Chandler wide to the right side. Looking for Wes Chandler. He was covered very well one-on-one by number 28 over there on the right side, Charles Cornelius. Jim Stuckey finally pursued Manning and brought him down from behind. The rookie from Clemson with good speed.
One of the few times that the 49ers have really covered everyone as far as the Saint receivers are concerned. But I am still impressed with the way that New Orleans has come out this afternoon and their attitude. They are taking it to people the way that people have taken it to them for the past 13 weeks.
Pretty good job by Charles Cornelius, too, because Wes Chandler not an easy man to cover one-on-one. Usually they like to double team and give him some help. This time Chandler's to the bottom side of your screen. They operate from the slot on third down and 8. Manning looks over the middle. Harris fell down. Now gets back up, goes into the corner of the end zone. Henry Childs, touchdown! Henry Childs working against Ray Rhodes. Penalty flag in the end zone will be face guarding. Obviously, the Saints will decline it, and they've upped their lead to 13.
The outstanding thing about this, though, Jim, is that Childs slipped and fell. San Francisco is not getting enough rush. They're only rushing 3 men. 5 should always.
Number 26, defense, decline, 6 points.
5 men on offense should always block 3 men on defense. Childs fell down, got up, and Archie had time enough to find him.
And any time you give Archie Manning time to find his receiver, he came in here with a 60% completion ratio, 18 touchdown tosses on the season, make it 20 with 2 today, as Benny Ricardo makes it a 14-point New Orleans Saints advantage. So the Saints, 0-13, come into Candlestick Park here in San Francisco and show the hometown 49ers they indeed mean business. Let's take another look at that touchdown toss from Archie Manning. Again, keep your eye on Henry Childs because he fell down and then got up and kept running the route and improvised. Manning first looked to Chandler. He was covered. Now he looks over to Henry Childs, sees that he falls down. He's got to stall for a little bit of time, rolls out of the pocket, now puts it up in the corner of the end zone. Here's the interference in the face guarding by Ray Rhodes, but Henry Childs, with a good concentration, running backwards, makes the reception.
And when the score of this ball game is flashed around the country, there's a 4-letter word that people are going to say, W-H-A-T. They won't believe it right now.
Well, Joe Montana and the San Francisco 49ers have only had 2 opportunities on offense. The Saints using up most of this first quarter. There's just 2:07 left to go. And San Francisco's only had the football twice, and they've punted twice.
And much of the credit for the Saint lead this afternoon has to be to their offensive line because they've been doing an outstanding job of pass protecting, and it has also set up the run. This is one of the few times that the pass has set up the run.
You know, talking to Bill Walsh and his assistants before the ball game, you were down on the field also. Nobody wants to be the team that loses to a team that's 0-13. They were very much afraid of the New Orleans Saints coming into this football game. Ricardo with a good boot. Grabbed there by Jimmy Owens. Across the 20 to the 24-yard line, and that's where Montana and the 49ers offense will operate from. Gordon Banks, number 80, in there in the tackle. As you look at the scoring drive for the New Orleans Saints, Manning now a 33-yard touchdown pass to Ike Harris, 1 of 21 yards to Henry Childs. We have not seen that much of Earl Cooper, number 49, the outstanding rookie for the San Francisco 49ers. He has 4 touchdown catches. He has 4 touchdowns on the ground. And mostly they've been working to Lendo Elliott, number 35. Watch Montana now. Sole running back is Earl Cooper, number 49. Montana goes up top to Cooper. Not much doing. And I believe we're going to have a clip called on San Francisco, Jimmy.
Well, the Saints right now are having fun, Jim. They really are. I can see it the way that they're getting back to the huddle. They're clapping their hands in the huddle. They're cheering each other on, and the 49ers just can't figure out what in the world is happening to them. But one thing that they better start to do, they better get a better job of blocking from their offensive line, because Montana has to pass now.
Well, he's going to have to pass for more yardage because the Saints obviously will accept this penalty. Referee Dick Jorgensen about to step it off. It'll be a clip against the San Francisco 49ers, which certainly isn't going to hurt their cause. They have started all of their possessions inside their own 25-yard line.
Clipping, number 51, offense, still first down.
That's Randy Cross, the 5-year man from UCLA, guilty of the clip on a cutback block. You see our score with 1:52 left to go in the first quarter. Freddie Solomon, 88, is wide to the right side. Dwight Clark, 87, at the top of your screen, split out to the left side. Montana in trouble. Quick release, gets it to Cooper, and he's down at the 12. Boy, these Saints defensively, Jimmy, you called it from the very beginning, are fired up.
And one thing that we talked about earlier, Jim, is the passing philosophy for the 49ers. It is so running back oriented that you just can't make up a lot of ground when you're behind like this.
Ken Bordelin, number 50, the 4-year man from LSU, in there in the tackle of Earl Cooper. How about this one? Because I want to tell you, Cincinnati had at one time a 24-3 lead against Baltimore, and Greg Landry and the Colts almost pulled it out.
Back 22! Back 22! Right! 22!
Wide receivers are left and right. It's second down, 18 for Montana. He goes again to Earl Cooper. They try to isolate him on the linebacker. They do for a short gain. It'll bring up third down. He's way shy of first down yardage, and the natives are getting restless.
They certainly are, but I don't think that Montana had any other choice. And because the Saints were playing in a zone defense, the Saints are playing it very smart this afternoon as far as their defensive unit is concerned. They're just going to give up the very short pass because they know that San Francisco is a back-oriented team as far as passing is concerned.
Tommy Myers, the man that went one-on-one and won that battle with Earl Cooper. Myers, the 9-year veteran out of Syracuse. He's seen it all with the New Orleans Saints. One of their class players. Montana faced now with third down, 13 yards to go. Looks downfield over the middle. Flag on the play. Darylyn Moore, number 74, defensively for New Orleans, the man that batted the ball up in the air. A holding call, as you see the preliminary indication from Dick Jorgensen, against the 49ers. The pass was caught way shy of first down yardage, so 3 times the 49ers have had the ball, Jim, and 3 times they've had to kick it away.
I think San Francisco right now is kind of self-destructing because they are really they're shocked because of what's happened to them defensively, and their offense really hasn't been able to counteract it.
So we'll see Jimmy Miller again drop back in punt formation, and again Wes Chandler back to receive. He's standing on the Saints' 40-yard line. New Orleans, as you look at the stats on Miller for the season, will enjoy good field position once again. They had a good punt rush on that time. Bad wobbly kick. And the Saints operate again. First and 10 from their own 42-yard line. They've got a 14-0 lead, a 36-yard punt. Miller obviously didn't get all of it. Good punt rush, as we said. And Manning and company come back out with 9 seconds left in the first quarter.
Oh, I tell you, there is no reason for New Orleans to slack up right now. They have been down all year long for the past 13 weeks. People have been kicking at them and making fun of them. They lead 14-0. There is no reason for them not to try and keep on going and keep the ball in the air.
Today must be the day of comebacks, Jimmy. The Cardinals had a 14-3 lead, but led by, I guess, Danielson, they came back.
They beat St. Louis 23-14. That's right.
Colts were behind big and almost came back. Manning gives the ball to Tony Galbraith. Knifes his way across the 45 up to the 46-yard line. Archie Reese in there in the tackle. And that's the end of the first quarter. 2 scoring passes. Archie Manning to Ike Harris. Archie Manning to Henry Childs. The winless Saints are 0-13, but they're giving the 49ers all they can handle and more here at Candlestick. It's 14-0 Saints when we come right back.
When there's nothing but mud where the road used to be, and you feel like your car is working overtime, it's nice to have this gas-saving Toyota pulling for you. Introducing the 1981 front-wheel drive Toyota Corolla Tercel. The Toyota Tercel, a car that pulls its own weight. And a little bit more.
Excuse me. I'm not the same crazy coach who used to storm around the sidelines yelling at the officials. I've learned to relax, and I drink light beer from Miller. Do you know that Light's got 1/3 less calories than their regular beer? And listen to this. Light doesn't fill me up. Besides that, Light tastes fantastic. Oh, sure, there are a lot of other beers around, and you can drink any one you want. But let me tell you this. For
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
As I was saying, I don't care what anybody else...
STP, a big name in racing for nearly 20 years. STP oil treatment on the track in some of the world's most expensive engines. Around the track, around the world, every day, tens of thousands of people get STP oil treatment. Get it for your car, satisfaction guaranteed. Around the track, around the world, STP oil treatment is #1.
I think it's Walter Payton Day in Chicago.
It must be. He scored 3 times on runs of 1, 3, and 14 yards, and you see it right there. Chicago 48, Green Bay 7.
And across the bay, they're having quite an important shootout right now because San Diego's Chargers have lost this afternoon, so their record will dip to 9-5. Oakland, if they can win, would enjoy a 1-game lead in the AFC West. By contrast, in the NFC East, the Philadelphia Eagles have lost, so Dallas can pull into a tie. Archie Manning, 2nd down and 7. Little flare pass to Tony Galbraith, and he's doing most of that on his own near midfield, shy of by about 3 yards of first down yardage. Bobby Leopold, the rookie from Notre Dame, in there on the tackle.
Archie is in a very strange situation. I know this is a very strange feeling for him right now because of the fact the Saints really don't know what it's like to be up 14-0. And the thing that their coaching staff has to do now is to keep pushing them and to keep pushing them because they don't want to let them get conservative and let down.
Credit to the offensive line of the New Orleans Saints. What a wonderful job they've been doing all afternoon because Manning has had plenty of time with which to throw the football. 3rd and 2, slot to the left side. Tony Galbraith has the first down, and he's got lots of green turf all the way down to the San Francisco 41-yard line behind Ricky Churchman, number 33. The rookie from Texas made the tackle and might have prevented a touchdown.
What New Orleans is doing right now is they're running off at angles, and it makes it very easy to run and to get a pretty big hole. You see Manuel Sanders pulling on the trap block, and there's Galbraith jumping right through the hole. And when you run it at angle, when you have a pretty good running back like Galbraith, he can pretty much pick his hole and decide to go inside or outside.
Galbraith stays in the I formation. He's the deep back. Holmes is the up back. Chandler wide right. Harris split left. They look to Wes Chandler, pump and go, and Chandler comes down inbounds, and he took quite a licking. Number 22, Dwight Hicks. I want to tell you, the second-year man from Michigan really stuck it to him. Chandler, great concentration. 16-yard first down pass from Manning, who's got the hot arm this afternoon.
West did an excellent job of concentrating on the ball because it was an out and up pattern. Archie doing an excellent job of picking his play selection right now, faking to West. You see the pump there, and then throwing it in between the short defensive back and the deep man. Hicks having to come over. But watch what happens to West right here. Hit to hit.
Line of scrimmage now, the San Francisco 26-yard line. Chandler wide right, Harris split left. On the draw play, Tony Galbraith. Big hole over on the left side. Emmanuel Sanders, 79, the 7-year man from Jackson State. James Taylor, 71, the 3rd-year man from Missouri. Opened up a huge hole, as you saw on the left side of that Saints line. Jimmy Webb, number 74 from Mississippi State. Gerard Williams from Langston in there on the tackle, but not before Tony Galbraith had rambled for another first down. Galbraith now 36 yards rushing on 4 carries. Cardinals trying to come back, have added a field goal, but still a little bit short behind the Lions. 1st and 10, New Orleans. Holmes and Galbraith are your running backs. Harris wide right, Chandler wide left. Tony Galbraith behind Jack Holmes, up in the vicinity of the 10-yard line. Keena Turner, the rookie from Purdue, in there on the tackle, and again that offensive line of New Orleans, Jimmy, just firing off the football.
I think there are 2 things that the 49ers are doing this afternoon, which is the reason why they are down 14-0. Number one, they're taking the Saints for granted, or they did prior to the kickoff. They took them for granted, and from a defensive line standpoint, their linemen, now they have 4 men in there on the front 4. The defensive line people are standing up too high. When you stand up high, you present a big target, and it's easy to move your
track. Chandler now approaching 50 yards in rushing. New Orleans gained 103 yards in rushing last week. It was only the second time all season that the Saints have picked up that much yardage, and you see the call in the end zone. Pass interference on Gerard Williams. So everything is going against the 49ers today.
Interference, number 29, defense, first down on the 1-yard line.
And I don't think there was any question about that pass interference call, none whatsoever. Like I said, I think the mental approach for the 49ers into this ball game has not been its sharpest because you can just see it out there, and I felt it as I watched them warm up. They really didn't have all of their total concentration. Here we go right here. We'll see Williams right there. Yes, he's he already hit the receiver long before the ball got there.
Of course, Manning doing his own play calling now. 9 out of 13, 130 yards, 2 touchdowns early on. From the 1, Saints trying to punch it in. They lead by 14. Jack Holmes has got the touchdown, New Orleans. Over on the right side, behind the blocking of Tony Galbraith. And the 49er fans, with not much to cheer about at all, are letting their feelings be known very early in this football game. They have fallen behind by a bunch. It's now 20-0, and Benny Ricardo will try to make it a 21-point New Orleans advantage.
Once again, outstanding job by the line up front, which allows the running back to get on into the end zone. You see some of the 49ers up there, they're going up, those people up front, that's Dave LaFerry and Fred Stutt. Excellent job up there. Those men are really sticking their head in there, and the 49ers on defense are turning their backs and they're turning their side. That's why they're just getting run against like they are.
Let's not forget Jimmy Pietrzak, the 6-year man from Eastern Michigan. He's the center. He keys things on that offensive line. New Orleans, because of the line, because of the passing of Archie Manning, who was thrown for 2 and set up a third, enjoying a 21-0 lead over the San Francisco 49ers.
TCR Crossfire Racing, only possible on the wide open track. For the first time, 2 loops connected by 4 lanes of no man's land called Crossfire Alley. To win this race, you must stay on the suicide loop and risk a head-on collision with a jam car. So every lap becomes a countdown of nerves, speed, and lane-changing skill. And only TCR's got it. TCR Crossfire Racing, wide open racing from Ideal.
Need your help. Is it me or my 1981 Toyota Corolla? Watch. See what I mean? I know Corolla looks like a million, got plenty of style, not to mention a peppy 1.8-liter engine. But I ask you, is it me or my Toyota Corolla?
Give me a ride to the library?
Tell me, was it me or my Toyota Corolla?
Oh, what a feeling! Your Corolla!
Toyota!
Jim Kelly, Jim Hill with you from Candlestick Park here in San Francisco. The 49ers, well, they won their first 3 games, Jim, then they lost 8 in a row. They have won their last 2, but they're getting all they can handle and much more from the 0-13 New Orleans Saints. Penalty flag on the kick as the 49ers have their deepest penetration of the football game. Jim, you've got an interesting statistic. Total yards so far, almost unbelievable.
179 for New Orleans. 24 for San Francisco. Really unbelievable.
Flag thrown on the kickoff. The Saints had to have been offside. And obviously the 49ers, enjoying their deepest penetration so far, will decline the penalty and start 1st and 10, almost at the midfield stripe.
Offside, number 49, kicking team, decline, first down.
Joe Montana at quarterback, the 2nd-year man from Notre Dame, number 16, 63% pass completion ratio coming in. Sends number 87, Dwight Clark, wide to the left side. Freddie Simon split out wide to the right side. Earl Cooper in there at the running backs along with Linville Elliott. And he's got Dwight Clark, the 2nd-year man from Clemson, and that's the first 49er first down. James Marshall, 23, the 1st-year man from Jackson State in there in the tackle, along with Reggie Mathis, the 2nd-year man from Oklahoma. And Montana finds himself down by 21, has to go to the air. That's the first down for San Francisco in the football game, and obviously the deepest penetration for the 49ers. Line of scrimmage, the 43-yard line of New Orleans. Wide to the right side is Freddie Solomon, Cooper, and Linville Elliott. This is Elliott in motion to the near side. Earl Cooper actually lost 2 yards. Good defense that time, Jimmy.
The Saints are reacting very well on defense. That's the reason why that play was stopped for virtually no gain and probably a 1.5 yard loss. They are absolutely fired up. They have this 21-0 lead. They are in a position now to whereas they can really come into this ball game and have just a big blowout.
David Waymer, number 44, the man who made the solo tackle on Earl Cooper. That's Steve DeBerg, who had the starting quarterback job, lost it 2 games ago to this man, number 16, Joe Montana. 2nd down and 12. The deep drop. Montana's in trouble. Flag thrown on the play from way across the field. This will be probably defensive holding against the New Orleans Saints. Should be an automatic San Francisco 1st down. We'll wait for Dick Jorgensen. We mentioned the book on Joe Montana. He came in with 65 completions in 102 attempts, 63.7.
Holding, number 48, defense, 1st down.
Don Schwartz, the culprit. Montana with 6 touchdown tosses so far this season. 3 of them came, though, last week, Jim, against the New England Patriots in that big upset.
And Bill Walsh calls that one of the biggest victories in the history of the 49ers.
Joe Montana now 6 out of 7, but for a 20 yards. They fake the end around, and they're not buying it. Staying at home and doing his job is Grooms, the 6-year man from Tennessee Tech, 6'4" and 260.
Actually, no one blocked him coming in from the strong side then, Jim. We'll see Elois Grooms coming in. He'll be coming in from the right-hand portion of your screen. Number 78 comes in just as clean as a whistle. No one blocks him right there and makes the quarterback sack.
This is Grooms' little boy, Elois.
Yes.
6'4", 260, hungry young man. 10 minutes left to go in the 2nd quarter. Saints on top, 21-0. As you look at the book on Joe Montana. Valelli in motion to the near side. Montana was in the grasp of number 74, Darylyn Moore, got away from it, and Tommy Hart finally threw him to the ground. Montana gets up slowly, and that'll bring up 3rd down and lots of real estate.
Just great hustle as far as the Saints are concerned right now. The 49ers have allowed only 20 quarterback sacks this season, which is the best in the NFC. But San Francisco up front this afternoon, I keep saying it goes back to your mental approach throughout the course of the week in preparation for a ball game. The Saints 0-13. I think that San Francisco thought that they would just come in here and just lie down with only 2 or 3 games left in the regular season.
To give you an idea just what a good job defensively New Orleans is doing, San Francisco leads the NFC in passing offense, and so far New Orleans has held them to 20 yards by the air. Montana needs 22. Incomplete, almost intercepted from the rookie, David Waymer. So you had a Notre Damer going against a Notre Damer right there, and Waymer came up the better of it. And we'll see Jim Miller again. This will be the 4th San Francisco punt. And were it not for a bad kick by Benny Ricardo and a defensive holding call, San Francisco would be in even worse shape. Miller to kick it away from about the 47. That's Wes Chandler, lets it go inside the end zone. Jim Miller has landed the fewest punts, total of 8 inside the 20, of any other punter in the NFL, and this will be a touchback. The Saints will come out 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. They're up 21-0, 9:09 left to go in quarter number 2. As we have a conclave again, the San Francisco 49ers thought maybe they got to the ball before it went into the end zone. Dick Jorgensen had ruled otherwise. And when we come right back with 9:09 left, the Saints lead it 21-0.
Sony introduces the art of watching television. The Sony Betamax lets you record and see what you want when you want, to summon into your home a world of wonder. And a remarkable feature called Betascan lets you scan forward and reverse to quickly find any single image. Betamax transforms the act of watching television into the art of watching television.
Your show is about to begin.
Sony, the one and only.
Come, experience what lies beyond the sports car. American Motors introduces Eagle SX4, the new 4-wheel drive sport machine. Eagle SX4 outcorners Trans Am in soft sand, out-accelerates Mustang Turbo in loose dirt, outbreaks MGB on dry pavement. Plus, the four-wheel drive Eagle SX4 beats them all in gas mileage. Experience driving in the fourth dimension with American Motors.
Wednesday, when Blue Flu strikes the department, Enos becomes a one-man police force.
Promise me it ain't something crazy. Keep up to that.
Enos, Wednesday night.
Jim Kelly and Jim Hill with you from Candlestick Park. After the conclave, which is still going on, referee Dick Jorgensen and his officials crew have ruled that San Francisco's player broke the plane of the end zone, but his feet were on the playing field when he jumped into the end zone and batted the ball back. So they killed the ball, Jimmy, inside the 4-yard line. It's 1st and 10 for Manning at that point.
And an outstanding job there by Jared Williams.
So the Saints are down there in be careful country with a 21-point lead. They operate 1st and 10 from their own 4-yard line, slot to the left side. Manning gives the ball to Tony Galbraith. Galbraith up to the 10, maybe the 11-yard line. A good lead block by Jack Holmes that time before Dwight Hicks, the second-year man from Michigan, who loves to hit, put it to Tony Galbraith. But not before he had run for 7 yards, brings up 2nd down and 3.
The San Francisco 49ers had better really get their heads up because they're playing very sloppy defense right now. Not to take anything away from the Saints offensive line, but their attitude, their approach to the ball game this afternoon has been what some coaches would call very, very sloppy, and as a result, they're getting embarrassed right now.
Tony Galbraith now 47 yards on 6 carries, and you look at his stats in the pass completion department, having a big afternoon. They try to bucket right over the middle. That's Jack Holmes. He's up toward the 13-yard line. Lawrence Pillars, number 65, maybe the strongest 49er on defense. A huge upper body, Jimmy. You see him down in the locker room, 6'3", 260, but he looks like the Incredible Hulk. What's going on in Kansas City?
Oh, isn't this something right here? Kansas City is leading Denver right now, 7-0. That's going to be a big ball game in the FC's Western Division.
Walter Payton Day continues in Chicago.
Oh, 55-7, the Bears lead the Packers.
3rd down and 2, short yardage situation for Manning and the New Orleans Saints. They try the cross punt. And I believe they stopped him about a half a yard shy. Lawrence Pillars, 65, the 5-year man from Alcorn State, got to Tony Galbraith first. We'll see where they unpile. Across the bay in Oakland, the Raiders scored first and very quickly on a 6-yard touchdown pass from Jim Plunkett to tight end Raymond Chester. Oakland led it 7-0, but since that time, it's been all Dallas.
Tony Dorsett, Rafael Septien, Ron Springs all scoring, and Dallas now leads that ball game 16-7.
Dorsett a 20-yard run, Septien a 52-yard field goal on the natural turf, and a 2-yard run by Ronnie Springs. Cowboys, some people suggest, don't like to play away from artificial surface. They're doing all right across the bay this afternoon. Russell Erxleben gets away a good kick. Freddie Solomon gets a great return. The 49ers right back in this football game. Freddie Solomon goes 55 yards with it. And there are Saints bodies scattered all over the football field. What a great individual effort by Freddie Solomon as they set up the wall. You look at it here. The lead block thrown by number 22, Dwight Hicks, right there. And then Freddie Solomon cuts back against the grain, and he's off to the races.
One of the strange things about it, as he bumped into his own man, Charles Cornelius, but you see right that Erxleben slipped and fell just as Solomon got right to him. Solomon put a nice little fake on him. Erxleben went down to the turf, and the 49ers, as you mentioned, Jim, right back in it.
Freddie Solomon, his second touchdown from a punt return so far this year. Ray Wersching will try to narrow the gap to a 14-point deficit. He does. 57 yards, the official statistic now on Freddie Solomon's punt return, and what a beauty it was. And of course, when he cut back against the grain, Jimmy, they had that wall set up over on the right side. Lots of open real estate before, as you said, Russell Erxleben simply fell down. So we've got 7:22 left to go in quarter number 2. The Saints, looking for their first win, started out quickly, 21-0. New Orleans offensively back in the football game. When we come right back, they lead 14 points.
Well, looks like you lead a comfortable life.
I do okay.
Now, let me tell you something. You do better in comfortable clothes. like Hager Magic Stretch.
Hey, a stretch waistband.
Special stretch woven fabric, too.
Nice.
And Hager has lots of great looks that won't squeeze your wallet. In
Stuckey, Terry Totolo, Archie Reese in there, clogging up the middle. One of the few times that a New Orleans play from offense has failed to pick up any yardage at all.
And I saw Archie on the field before today's ball game, and he still has that same smile on his face. And I looked at him and I said, hey, things have been going pretty tough for you. He said, yeah, they'll be all right. We'll get better.
You don't think that man is intense, Dick Stanfield? Put about 10,000 miles on those hush puppies already this afternoon. Archie needs 12 for the first down. Sets up the screen to Jack Holmes. He's got a convoy. And he did that last 5 all on his own. It's another Saints first down. Gerard Williams, number 29 from Langston, a 4-year man in there on the tackle, but not before Jack Holmes picked up the last 5 or 6 on his own. Another look.
Excellent job of setting up the screen by Archie. He lets the defensive lineman get in on him. Then Jack Holmes gets he gets some good blocking up front by his offensive lineman. But now we're going to see some very poor tackling by the 49ers. You see one guy going in with his head down. You can't tackle what you can't see.
And you can't arm tackle either, especially somebody like Jack Holmes. Good size. 6 foot even, 210 in the poundage. And now the 49ers a little bit confused. Bill Walsh, you look at him. His team fell behind by a bunch, 21-0. They're down by 14 right now with 5:41 to go when we come right back.
When I was coaching, I was the boss. I used to feed them, dress them, get them to bed on time. Now I treat them to our favorite beer, right?
Light beer from Miller.
Light's got a third less calories than the regular beer. And what else?
It's less filling, Red.
And they really like the taste. Another beer, anyone?
Yeah. Do it.
What's the magic word? Please.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
Alcoa can't wait.
We're gonna keep moving on today.
We can't afford to hesitate. Come on along, participate. Conserving energy every day. Alcoa and aluminum know the way. We can't wait.
We're doing it now.
We can't wait.
We'll show you how.
Alcoa can't wait.
We can't wait for tomorrow.
Next Saturday, you might see 1984's Olympians as CBS Sports brings you the World Junior Figure Skating Championships and the Great American Truck Race, all part of a Super Sport Saturday next week on CBS.
You take a look at number 14, Russell Ertzleben, the punter for the New Orleans Saints. He pulled a muscle, but it has been taped. He is expected to return, which is good news for the Saints because he averages 39.2 yards every time he punts the football away. And anytime you're around that 40-yard per punt average, Jimmy, you're doing your job.
And especially in this ballpark this afternoon where the wind changes, it seems like every 3 or 4 minutes, so they're really going to need him.
Kickers are a different drummer. They dance to a different drummer. The punters are the place kickers. And Chris Barr, who is certainly a... There is Mrs. Stanhope.
I'm sure she has to be very proud of her son right now. So far this afternoon, the mother of the Saints head coach, Dick Stanfield, Mrs. Stanfield. She's enjoying it now.
Of course, her son, Dick, was All-American at the University of San Francisco 30 years ago. Archie Manning, first down, 10 yards to go. Saints, Tony Galbraith behind a wall of blockers, tries to turn the corner. A good defensive play that time. Ray Rhodes, number 26, came up from his right cornerback spot to string it out, waited for Keena Turner, number 58, to come over and help out. They strung the play along and stacked him up for little or no gain. We started to talk about kickers dancing to a different drummer. Boy, Chris Barr, who was candidate for least popular Oakland Raider last week after he missed 4 field goals, has just boomed one through from 22 yards across the base, and now Oakland has cut that deficit down to 6. The Dallas Cowboys 16 and Oakland 10, still in the first half. Second down and 8 for Manning and company. Chandler wide to the right side. Harris to the top of your screen, flanked out to the left side. Manning looks underneath. Henry Childs again. He got the first down. He wanted the end zone. Childs just will not quit. Terry Totolo, ex-Philadelphia Eagle, a 5-year man from UCLA in there in the tackle, but not before Henry Childs had picked up 29 yards.
Childs is playing like an all-pro this afternoon. Outstanding job of catching the ball, but Archie does an excellent job. Now watch how he kind of sidearms the ball right there because he had a defensive player right in his face. Henry comes over, and not only, as you mentioned, Jim, getting the first down, he smells 6 points, and he wants to have a good ball game because he really deserves it.
Henry Childs, 3 big catches so far this afternoon, had 15 over the first 13 games, up and over. But the 49ers stack him up. Jack Holmes down to about the 1-yard line. Danny Buns in there on the tackle. The third-year man from California State at Long Beach. Childs now with 4 catches for a total of 84 yards this afternoon. And coming in, he had grabbed 15 catches for 189 yards. So he's having an all-pro kind of afternoon. And, of course, Archie Manning has been laying it right in the numbers.
You know, I was talking to him before the ball game, and he mentioned before the trade of Chuck Muncie, they didn't have Galbraith, Muncie, himself, and Rich Chandler back there together.
Saints lead it by 14. They want to go back on top by 21. And Jack Holmes, like a bowling ball, was stacked up at about the half-yard line. Manning, as you see, thought he was in. But Manning has yet to win an argument this afternoon with the officials.
I don't think he ever will.
Danny Buns, again, the man who came in there to stick him. Buns is 6'4", 225. He looked like a bowling pin that wouldn't go down when Holmes hit him there.
But more so than anything else, when Archie goes up to the line of scrimmage, and when he was arguing like that, that gets his other teammates up just a little bit more, because you always look to your quarterback as the leader on your ball club, and when you see him cheering and jumping up and down and clapping, then it just helps you naturally.
3rd and 1. The last time they went to Tony Galbraith behind a Jack Holmes block, it wouldn't be a bad chance for Manning to roll out. Holmes! Jack Holmes, who came into the game with no touchdowns. In fact, his longest gain from scrimmage was 7 yards. In fact, he'd only carried the ball 16 times for 28 yards, has just scored the 4th New Orleans Saints touchdown.
And I would imagine someplace in this ballpark, Steve Rosenbloom, vice president of the Saints right now, is smiling just probably for the first time this year. It's been an awful experience for him, but the offensive line, as we mentioned before, outstanding job of blocking.
Benny Ricardo tries to make it a 28-7 lead. He does. He's been perfect on the afternoon. Hasn't had to try a field goal because every time the Saints have touched the football, except once, they have gone in for 7 points. 2:08 left to go in the first half. New Orleans 0-13 on the season, on their way to a 21-point lead against the San Francisco 49ers. The Niners of Bill Walsh are 5-8, and they're in trouble.
The 1981 Honda Prelude is a pleasure to look at in many different ways. You can look at it as a sporty car with front-wheel drive and sleek, racy looks. You can look at it as a comfortable car with a luxurious interior and power steering that comes with the optional automatic. You can look at it as an economy car. After all, it is a Honda. But then again, you can look at it like this.
Honda, we make it simple. When you see how good you can be with Minolta XG1.
Hey, you want to see some terrific pictures?
Depend on the automatic Minolta XG1 to give you clear, sharp pictures. It does the work. You take the credit.
Yeah,
Hey, do you want to see some terrific pictures? No.
Yeah, look.
That's lovely.
For a limited time, get an XG1 and get a $25 rebate from Minolta. See your dealer now for details.
Thursday, December 11th, the special 2-hour premiere of Magnum P.I. Even if Hawaii is a playground, Magnum's idea of fun is danger. A special 2-hour premiere, December 11th.
Back at Candlestick Park, you look at Benny Ricardo all set to kick it off and tee it away from the 35 of the New Orleans Saints. Linville Elliott is back deep. This one is taken by number 89. That's James Owens. He looks for the wall, gets a little running room on the left side. Gets it across the 35 up near the 37-yard line, and that's where Joe Montana and the San Francisco 49ers will start from. 1st and 10, a good 23-yard return by James Owens. Larry Hardy, the man that chased him out of bounds. 1:57 left to go on the clock obviously Montana's got to put it up.
Oh, without a doubt. Good job of running in by Owens from UCLA, former world-class sprinter. And San Francisco is so low now that they have to look up to really see the bottom. They're really going to have to go in at halftime and regroup. And Bill Walsh is just going to have to, he's going to have to chew them out just a little bit because they haven't played well at all.
Well, the 49ers have been able to come back on occasion so far this year. The New Orleans Saints have been come back against before, so stay with us.
I'm Sam Bertigliano, coach of the Cleveland Browns. I started my career as a high school coach. 1 million young people are playing high school football each year. It's a game of speed, contact, and excitement. These athletes receive guidance, conditioning, they learn to think, develop leadership, discipline, and teamwork. High school sports need your attendance. The NFL encourages you to see a high school game this week.
Now that takes teamwork, and I know how important teamwork is in the NFL and in education. I'm Archie Griffin of the Cincinnati Bengals. It's education that has made our country great. Our schools hold the key to the future for all of us. Join the education team. Call your local school to find out how you can help. The education team needs you.
For more information, write Box 57020, Washington, D.C.
The preceding message was furnished as a public service by the National Football League.
Keeping warm at Candlestick Park where the winds whip around. Right now, Archie Manning has been whipping that pigskin around, and the San Francisco 49ers find themselves down by 21 whopping points. They've got the football. Boy, I'll tell you what, Thanksgiving Day, Detroit Lions lose the quickest overtime game ever when they run back a kickoff against them. The Chicago Bears did. And what happened in St. Louis?
Again today, Roy Green returned a punt, 57 yards. St. Louis beats Detroit 24-23.
Montana to Earl Cooper out of bounds at the 40-yard line, deflected at the line of scrimmage. Montana, a much better arm than he showed. He gets out of bounds to stop the clock with 1:49 to go. Picked up very short yardage. Kind of a strangely conceived play because they need a lot of real estate. They tried to spring Cooper and set it up on the halfback screen over to the left side, and New Orleans would have none of it. When we come back, it'll be 2nd down and 8. What's going on in Chicago?
A very embarrassing day for Bart Starr and the Green Bay Packers. Walter Payton scored 3 times. The Bears embarrassed the Packers 61-7.
You know, the Bears are not out of the playoff picture in the NFC Central. Up top, and look out. Dwight Clark, 87, the closest 49er. Dave Washington of the Saints in pursuit, but Joe Montana that time, in the face of an awesome New Orleans rush, did well just to get rid of it.
Well, the defensive line for the 49ers is playing just like their offensive line right now, which is not good at all. New Orleans having a lot of fun on defense. They're taking off on the ball. They're really taking it to the 49ers, and as a result, that's why they lead 28-7.
Joe Montana looks to the sidelines as the plays are wig-wagged in from Bill Walsh, who calls all of the San Francisco plays offensively. 1:44 left on the clock now. Wide receivers on left and right. Running backs are split. Earl Cooper and Linville Elliott. That's Elliott in motion. Montana with a straight drop. And running him down is Darylin Moore, the 8-year man from Oklahoma, 6'4", 254. And for the 6th time this afternoon, Jim Miller will have to come in and punt, and the Saints will get another shot.
What's happened so far is that the 49ers up front are not blocking well in their offensive line. They use their backs so much, they send their backs out on the pattern so much that it's leaving Montana completely wide open, and that's why he's sacked.
That's the 3rd sack by the Saints defensively for a minus 22 yards against the San Francisco 49ers. You look at Jimmy Miller. He'll kick it away about his 20-yard line, and Wes Chandler will look up into the sun at about the 30-yard line of New Orleans. Bad snap. Miller gets a good kick away under the circumstances. Chandler fields. And Manning and company operate 1st down, 10 yards to go at their own 33-yard line. Now it'll be interesting to see how Dick Stanfield elects to play it. You've got a 21-point lead. and you've got a quarterback with an extremely hot hand, you've got the defense of the San Francisco 49ers confused, you've got 1:07 left to go. I would go for more points.
Oh, absolutely. We have 3 timeouts left. There is no sense in getting conservative now. People have been kicking your teeth in all year long. No. When you have an opportunity to score and to win, especially when you've been the Saints like that, keep trying to put points on the board.
Ike Harris goes out wide to the left side. Wes Chandler split out wide to the right side. Holmes and Galbraith remain your running backs. Manning will give you a key very early. They want more. Deflected by number 57. That's Danny Bunce, who's had himself a whale of a game defensively, and it seems a little odd to say that in lieu of a 21-point deficit, but he's been in there sticking people all day long.
Been one of the few bright spots on that 49er defense,
which has not had much to cheer about here in the first half. 1:03 left to go. You know, you look ahead to the action next week. As far as these two teams are concerned, the Saints will travel to New York to take on the Jets at Shea, and the 49ers will invade Atlanta. Archie Manning, incomplete, in out of the hands of Henry Childs. A catchable ball at midfield. Gerard Williams back there might have gotten a fingertip on it. Seemed to just deflect or bother the concentration of Henry Childs a little bit.
And sometimes, Jim, it really doesn't take much to really bother a receiver, especially when the ball hasn't been thrown to him that much throughout the course of the year. But Henry Childs should have come up with this particular pass because it was within his reaching distance. You see the ball coming down right there.
Just was deflected away. 57 seconds left to go. It's 3rd down and 10, so Manning needs a first down to retain possession. You look at the stats on Archie, who has been picture perfect. Jack Holmes looks for a block and first down yardage. He's got it. And he stops the clock. Good move by Jack Holmes that time to get out of bounds. And a smart play, an intelligent play by the 3rd-year man from Texas Southern. One of the New Orleans Saints, that's Jimmy Peterzak, is down, number 76. You know, when this game opened up, the Saints were going from our right to our left. Archie Manning pitched the ball back to Jack Holmes, and Jack Holmes tried the flea flicker down to Ike Harris and missed him. Somewhat of a trick play. We've got an interesting feature coming up at halftime. Brent Musburger talks with Sam Ratigliano and others about the use of trick plays. That's all at halftime, which is 50 seconds away. And now New Orleans has taken a timeout while Peterzak limps off the field. You look at Jimmy there, 6'5", 260, the veteran from Eastern Michigan. His backup is John Hill, a 9-year veteran from Lehigh, who will come in. And, of course, at halftime, we'll have all the scores for you from around the NFL today. A couple of surprises. Atlanta, with just 7 seconds left in the game, gets a big field goal by Tim Mazzetti. Beat the Philadelphia Eagles in Philadelphia. Ironically, Mazzetti, a former bartender at one of the local taverns in Philadelphia. And that opens up all sorts of possibilities because across the bay, the Oakland Raiders are playing host to the Dallas Cowboys. If Dallas can hang on, and right now they've got a 16-10 lead, Dallas and Philadelphia would be tied in the NFC Eastern Division with 2 games to play, and they've got a big shootout down in Cowboy Land the last regular Sunday. And, of course, as far as the Oakland Raiders are concerned, that's a very big ball game because San Diego's Chargers has lost. They've now fallen to a 9-5, Jimmy, and if the Raiders can win that game, they'll be in sole possession of first place. With Atlanta winning and Los Angeles losing, the Falcons, by the way, very young team. What a great job Lehman Bennett has done all year long. Have opened up a 2-game lead in the NFC West.
You've given us a complete rundown, haven't you?
No, we skipped that Chicago game again. 50 seconds to go. First down for Manning and company. On the draw play to Tony Galbraith. Another first down. They're just eating up 14, 15 yards at will.
Outstanding. Just an outstanding job of blocking by their offensive line. And something even more impressive than that is that their offensive linemen are getting downfield. They're blocking the linebackers, and they're going downfield and trying to block the secondary people.
Archie goes to the hurry-up offense, but they won't have to use it because San Francisco now will have to take a timeout. The reason being Gerard Williams, number 29, was down, and the trainer came out onto the field. As you look at Archie Manning walking over to confer with Dick Stankel, Gerard Williams was number 29. He went down in the field. The trainer came out, so the team will be charged with the timeout. As you look at the New Orleans Brain Trust over on the far side, now you look at a very concerned Bill Walsh.
Walsh is, you know, and I talked to Coach Walsh earlier before the game this afternoon. I looked at him and I said, it looks like you're trying to turn things around. And he said, well, I'm not too sure about that. I think one of the reasons he made that comment is the fact that he's starting a lot of young people on defense, and it's obvious because of their performance so far this afternoon, being down 28-7. Bill Walsh is an offensive-oriented coach, but he knows that you must win games and you have to win games on defense. And I think that he's a little unhappy. And when he goes in at halftime, he's going to chew a few people out.
Archie Manning makes his way back from the huddle over on the sideline with Dick Stanfield. Stanfield named as the interim coach after the firing of Dick Nolan following that Monday night debacle to the Los Angeles Rams. And the front office of the Saints feeling it was time for a change, that they could just go no further. Stanfield, of course, would have to be one of the candidates for the Saints head coaching job, and of course if he can show signs of turning things around, would have to be a primary candidate. And I think he did quite an impressive job a week ago. It would have been very easy for the Saints to fall apart after they fell behind Minnesota 23-0, but he had a very quiet talk in the locker room at halftime, got his team fired up, and they almost pulled that game out. 35 ticks on the clock as Manning fakes the draw play to Jack Holmes, goes to the sideline right, in and out of the arms of Tony Galbraith, who has 3 catches, 24 yards on the afternoon. Bobby Leopold in there defending.
You know, a point that you brought up a little while ago, Jim, is very important, talking about Coach Stanfield, because when he was an assistant under Dick Nolan at New Orleans, he was an assistant and he was the offensive line coach. And I think that's the group that he really went to first and told them that if this ball club was to win any games this year and turn things around in a positive direction, that the offensive line would be the ones that would have to be the leaders. And judging by the contest so far this afternoon, that's what's happening.
2nd down and 10. Manning looks to the right side, in and out of the arms of Jack Holmes. But Manning was in the grasp of number 57 for the San Francisco 49ers, Danny Bunn. Boy, you look for a guy who has not given up all afternoon for San Francisco, and he would certainly epitomize that. The 3rd-year man from California State at Long Beach.
There are a few ball players who are on losing teams, and it doesn't make any difference whether it is the first game of the season or the last, and you're completely out of the playoff picture. There are some players like Bunch who will give it their best every time they go out on the field, just like there are some players on every team that go out and all they want to do is just pick up a paycheck.
3rd down and 10. The last time they needed 3rd and 10, they went to Tony Galbraith looping out of the backfield. Chandler wide left, Harris wide right. Manning looks to bootleg it, now comes back against the grain for Ike Harris. Touchdown! And you've got to wonder how that ball ever got through the arms of Charles Cornelius, number 28, for the San Francisco 49ers. It looks like he had it defended perfectly.
That's hard to believe. That is really hard to believe. But as you mentioned, looking at Archie now, this is the best thing that he does. Roam around back there and allow people to get open. His receivers see that he's in trouble, that he's getting open. They go to him. Now watch the ball come down. Cornelius was just out of position. He was ahead of the ball. Archie did an excellent job of throwing the ball behind Cornelius, number 28, right into the arms of Ike Harris.
Out of the hold of Bobby Scott, Benny Ricardo will try to make it 35-7. He does. With 19 seconds left to go on the clock, the winless New Orleans Saints are sticking it to San Francisco 35-7. Archie Manning has had an all-pro kind of an afternoon so far. 3 scoring touchdown passes, and none of them of the short ones over the line of scrimmage. They've all been for 21, 33, and 37 yards.
And as we mentioned earlier, the defensive secondary for the 49ers has not played well at all throughout the course of the year. And Archie, being a pretty good passer himself, knew that he could have a pretty good day this afternoon if he got some decent blocking from his offensive line, which he has gotten.
Well, Manning came in with 402 attempts at passing, 241 completions for a 60% completion ratio. He had thrown for 18 touchdowns, been intercepted 19 times, but he has thrown for 3 touchdowns so far this afternoon, and he hasn't been intercepted at all. Archie Manning is 14 of 22 this afternoon, 248 yards, and as we mentioned, those 3 scoring strikes, just rifling apart the weak 49ers secondary. And as much much as we talk about Manning and his passing, his receivers have been doing a good job running the routes, the good patterns, the good concentration, because especially on that last pass, Ike Harris, with the corner man, Charles Cornelius, waving his arms in front of him, it would have been very easy to lose your concentration and be a little bit disinterested, but that wasn't the case. Leadville Elliott. Well, now Benny Ricardo kicks it off very short, and San Francisco's got good field position with 14 seconds left to go. We started to give you the deep backs, but it never got that far. Ricky Patton, number 42, the man who got the ball, and you don't know if that was deliberate on Ricardo's part or if he fell again for the second time.
Well, I think as hard as he hit the ball, I don't think he wanted to get it back to someone like a James Owens, because Owens has terrific speed, and let him break it all the way. He hit it pretty hard. I think that was intentional.
14 seconds left to go. The line of scrimmage, the 47-yard line of San Francisco. Montana obviously will go up top. They flood to the left side. They'll send everybody down and either hope for a bomb or a penalty on the play. Underneath, the open man, Freddie Solomon. Down he goes. San Francisco quickly tries to call timeout, and they do with just 6 seconds left to go. Joe Fetterspiel in there on the tackle for the New Orleans Saints.
I don't think anyone expected this to happen, not at least in the first half. This has really been unbelievable and a very unique experience for the New Orleans Saints, because for the first time this year, they have a very comfortable lead.
Well, the Saints have been able to score some points. The first game of the year was against these same San Francisco 49ers, 26-23 in favor of the 49ers. And New Orleans scored 26 points against Buffalo. Bills are a pretty good defensive team. Saints put 13 points on the board against the Lions, 14 against the Falcons, and Atlanta is certainly no slouch defensively either. In that game, that was the game that I did. The Saints had a 14-0 lead very early, and then the Falcons came back. In this game, though, New Orleans jumped out on top, and they look like they're there to stay. Again, they flood the left side. Montana has 6 seconds now, so this, unless there's a penalty, will probably be the last play of the first half. He goes for all of it. Batted down. And that's a smart defensive play by number 48, Donnie Schwartz, because if you try to intercept right there, you might have the ball taken away. And the half ends on that note. The ball batted away by the New Orleans Saints, who are going off now with a huge 28-point lead. The New Orleans Saints looking for their first win, on top over the San Francisco 49ers by a score of 35-7. We'll have all the scores around the NFL today when we come right back.
In many of the world's emerging nations, telecommunications isn't as much of a problem as it used to be. Thanks to, for one thing, microwave relay systems, which greatly facilitated telephone calls within the country. And even more important, something called earth stations, which made it possible to call out of the country via satellite.
Gee.
No, GTE.
Missile exercise, Atlantic Range.
10025 knots.
Follow your target, over. The Navy. Over 75% of our jobs give you technical training. Get one.
Target's turning starboard outbound, over. 2, 1. Fire. Birds away.
Navy. It's not just a job, it's an adventure.
Here's another Radio Shack Christmas gift idea. Our exclusive Science Fair 150-in-1 electronic project kit, just $29.95. Learn electronics by building safe, solderless battery and solar radios, transmitters, computer circuits, electronic sound effects, even LED digital readouts. Give 150 gifts they'll enjoy long after Christmas. The Super Science Fair Kit, only at Radio Shack, your Christmas electronics store.
Tonight at Archie Bunker's place, Murray's ex shows up. And on one day at a time...
We've been robbed.
But the cop is chasing more than robbers. Then on Alice, a trip to the hospital has Mel acting stranger than ever. And on the Jeffersons, Florence tries to get a loan from George.
Dribble, dribble.
Then Trapper and Gonzo help a patient hooked on medication. It all starts at 8, 7 Central and Mountain.
Looking good.
Together, tonight.
Right after 60 Minutes.
Back live at Candlestick Park here in San Francisco. You see the score. The 49ers in the locker room right now probably can't believe it. And for that matter, perhaps the New Orleans Saints can't as well. Hello again, everybody. I'm Jim Kelly. Jim Hill, our friend, is alongside. Kind of a surprise, I think, for both teams, Jimmy.
I think an absolute shock, especially for the 49ers. I know they didn't expect this to happen at all, but I think one of the things that happened to them is they came to the ballpark in the wrong frame of mind. They took New Orleans for granted, and then the Saints just came out and just moved them completely around the field. Good job of blocking by the Saints offensive line, and that's why the score is 35-7.
Archie Manning, 14 out of 22, 248 yards, 3 touchdown tosses on the afternoon. New Orleans started out very quickly. San Francisco gave the Saints pretty good field position, and Archie Manning made the most of it. Let's take a look at other scores around the NFL today, and then we'll come back and show you our first half highlights. You take a look at that game in Philadelphia. Tim Mazzetti, a 37-yard field goal with just 7 seconds left to go in regulation, gave the Falcons that big win over Philadelphia. The Falcons now a 2-game lead over the Los Angeles Rams in the NFC West. Meanwhile, the Eagles could fall into a tie if Dallas wins today. Here's that Rams score.
What a big game this was in overtime. Buffalo beat the Los Angeles Rams 10-7 on a field goal, a 30-yard field goal by Nick Mickemeyer.
Now at Tampa Bay, where the Bucs were all but out of the playoff picture, Minnesota certainly still very much alive, and what a credit to Bud Grant, the job he's done. You see at halftime, Tampa Bay was up by a score of 10-0, and after that it was all the Vikings from the frozen tundra up north. They came back with 21 unanswered points and blew away the Bucs 21-10.
And Baltimore and Cincinnati. Here's talk about a high-scoring contest. Cincinnati had jumped off to a big 24-0 lead, but then they just barely hung on to win that ball game 34-33.
And in Cleveland, where Sam Rutigliano's done an outstanding job with the Browns, they got all they could handle and a lot more from the New York Jets. Walt Michaels, you could see they were 3-0 at halftime, and then everybody got 14 points in the third quarter, and they played it even zip to zip in the fourth. Cleveland hangs on to that big lead over the Houston Oilers in the AFC Black and Blue Central Division.
And here's a ball game that's a complete surprise to a lot of people. Washington Redskins been having their troubles all year long. The San Diego Chargers at one time leading the AFC's Western Division. The Chargers going to RFK Stadium in Washington, D.C., and you see the result right there. Washington 40, San Diego 17.
What that means, of course, now is if Oakland should win their game against Dallas, they would have a 1-game lead over San Diego in that AFC West. Here's the Cardinals, and Detroit fallen on hard times again. Thanksgiving Day, that Turkey Day game you might recall against the Chicago Bears, the shortest overtime ever in the history of the NFL when they ran back the opening kickoff for a touchdown to beat the Lions. Today, 3:40 left to go in the game, a 57-yard punt return by Roy Green. The Cardinals by 1 against Detroit.
I don't think I'd want to be the special teams coach for the Detroit Lions at all right now.
You wouldn't want to be the coach in any way, shape, or form at Green Bay.
Right. Look at this one. Chicago defeats Green Bay 61-7. 3 touchdowns by Walter Payton. He carried the ball 22 times for 130 yards.
And the game that's going on across the bay here in San Francisco, actually it's over in Oakland right now. We're in San Francisco. Dallas 16-10. They are at halftime right now. Oakland jumped out on top by a score of 7-0, but since that time it's been all Dallas. They've got a 6-point lead right now. And there's a bit of a surprise, I think, out in Seattle, where Jim Zorn and the Seahawks are having some problems. Phil Simms, by the way, did not start at quarterback for the New York Giants. Scott Bruner, the rookie from Delaware, started up for the Giants.
And the score now 13-7 in favor of the Saints. And now we see Kansas City is leading Denver 28-0, scoring 4 touchdowns in the second period.
So there you've got it, all of the action around the NFL today. We're at halftime here at Candlestick Park in San Francisco. The Saints 0-13, looking for their first win. They've got a whopping 28-point lead. They're up on top over the San Francisco 49ers by a score of 35-7 at halftime. Stay tuned as the NFL Day continues on CBS after these messages. And a word from your local station.
Monday, it's a...
Right big knockdown drag-out party.
Flo gives a friend a final send-off, but will Farley make her wing-ding a downer? Find out Monday night.
This is CBS.
Welcome back to our control room in New York. And does it sometimes seem late on a Sunday afternoon like you've been watching one off-tackle run after another? Well, inside every professional football player, and inside a lot of coaches too, there's still a small boy trying to get out. Here's what we mean.
I think every coach has a series of trick plays that he has in his playbook to start the season with, and what he tries to really do is to pull out one of those plays from time to time that fit the situation.
Cullen Bryant and Lawrence McCutcheon now the tandem. McCutcheon's going to throw. Ron Smith, touchdown Los Angeles.
Some of it's original, you know, because of what you see a team do in a certain play. They react a certain way, so they open a touchdown possibility on it. And the other one is that we just use other people's trick plays that are working.
It didn't work. A flea flicker. Back to Sims. It goes. We're going long for Freedy. Wilson is out there. Freedy makes the catch.
It's just something that you use, and if it hits, you get a great lift from it.
No matter how professional or how disciplined a team, the subversive spirit of sport bubbles just beneath the surface, and they're all a bunch of kids again. If, when you were a child, you were lucky enough to play football without adult supervision, you remember the trick play. Al turned left at the second tree from the corner. Bill headed for the fire plug, and the rest of the gang went straight downfield. Well, I'm happy to say the spirit of the trick play lives on in pro ball.
I have a lot of anxiety if I call the trick play, very frankly, to see whether it's going to work. It makes it a little bit more interesting. I just don't think we should ever be vanilla and chocolate, and our players kind of look forward to it during the course of the week, and then when the trick play is called and it works, everybody's elated about it. Nothing succeeds like success, and nothing fails like failure.
I think it's a lot harder for a trick play to work today than it used to be. When you have now the three-man fronts and all the zone defenses back there, you can't fool them quite as much as you used to. You really have to have a defensive reaction that fits that particular play, whether you run a flea flicker play or a double reverse or any kind of play that's unusual. The defense has got to be in a certain situation, or else you're just spinning your wheels.
Few things in football look more foolish than the trick play that doesn't work. Most teams use the trick play sparingly, but when it clicks and the other team has the egg on its face, the trick play pleases even a Tom Landry.
I think it's good to have them. I think it does something for your team to have a trick play that they're going to run, and especially if it works.
Irv, when you were a defensive back, did you ever get burned by the flea flicker?
I was never burned by any
Come on,
play.
just once or twice in your life, ever?
They might have gotten one off on occasion, yes.
Okay. Let's send you back now to the stadium and the game you're enjoying on CBS.
We're back live at Candlestick Park here in San Francisco, where the hometown 49ers have their hands full with a very scrappy New Orleans Saints team looking for that first win after 13 consecutive losses. Hello again, everybody. Jim Kelly, Jim Hill alongside. We're at halftime. It is 35-7 in favor of the New Orleans Saints, on the verge, perhaps, unless a very dramatic comeback by the 49ers, of their first win of the season. Let's go to our videotape highlights now and take a look at just how it got to be 35-7. Take a look. Archie Manning went on top very early in the football game. Ike Harris, number 82. Watch the good concentration. Manning puts it right on the money. The up-and-go pattern turned around the cornerback, and Harris, the conversion by Benny Ricardo, that made it 7-0. The tight end, Henry Childs, we talked about him at the beginning of the telecast. In the right corner of the end zone, the same type of pattern, Jim Hill, and face masking against the defender, but Childs comes up with a big reception.
The outstanding thing about Childs' reception there is that he fell down and got back up and still made the catch.
Now this one on the ground after a big play from Manning Dyke Harris. Jack Holmes behind a Tony Galbraith block, punches it on over. It's 21-0 with Ricardo's conversion. New Orleans at that point.
And here comes the 49ers' only touchdown. Freddie Solomon, a 57-yard punt return. He bumped into one of his own men, then broke it back down to the right, going down the far sideline. Russell Erxleben comes over the punter, tries to make the tackle on him. He pulls the muscle, falls down, and Solomon goes on in for the score.
And then Jack Holmes, number 45 again. He came into the football game having scored nary a touchdown. He's scored 2 so far in the first half. Holmes right there. And then you take a look at Ike Harris, number 82 again, as the Saints had up their lead to 28-7. Great play by Archie Manning, rolling out to the right side, and watch Ike Harris.
Did an outstanding job of throwing the ball here by Archie. Harris coming across from left to right, total concentration on the ball, catches it right behind Cornelius, who really overran the ball, and goes on in for his second touchdown of the afternoon.
And that's how it got to be 35-7, and that's where we are right now. You heard the boos in the background. That means that the 49ers are back out onto the field. We'll be ready for the second half kickoff. The Saints lead it by a score of 35-7 when we come right back.
Introducing an American car built for a changing world and designed with a commitment to quality. The beautifully new Ford Granada. Contemporary in styling, energy efficient, smaller in size.
But not at the expense of room.
With Granada's highest mileage ratings ever. And with attention to detail. The kind of detail you can see, feel, and hear. The new Granada. Built in America for a changing world. From Ford.
Take it easy. You know, I was known for working long and hard during training camp. Why, even after my teammates were asleep, I'd still be out practicing my moves, and that's still important. So I drink light beer from Miller. Light tastes great. It's got a third less calories than a regular beer, and the best thing is it's less filling. Because listen, I still train the same way as the old days. Practice, practice, practice.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
When you're hot, you're hot. The New Orleans Saints, you look at that, almost unbelievable. 20 first downs to just 2 for the San Francisco 49ers. Jimbo?
Total offensive yardage for the Saints, 324 to only 21 for San Francisco. You talk about hot, you're hot, and when you're not, you're not. Look at that. Look at the time of possession. 20 minutes and 28 seconds for the Saints, 9 minutes and 32 seconds for the 49ers. Outstanding job of the offensive line by the Saints. That's the reason for that.
Here's the kickoff by Benny Ricardo. That's Jimmy Owens, number 89, with the grab and then the muff, and he's in trouble and breaks the plane and gets it up to the 12-yard line and not much more. And, you know, you take a look at those stats, Jim Hill. I've got another stat for you, and if you're a 49er fan, it's not very encouraging because San Francisco has been outscored in the third quarter 85-41 by their opponents, and they're already down by a bunch, 28 to be exact. So kind of an ominous note for the San Francisco 49ers and that man, head coach Bill Walsh. As you look at Steve DeBerg to his left, DeBerg, the four-year man from San Jose State, 6'2", 205, was the starting quarterback, lost it to this man, Joe Montana. First down, 10 yards to go, San Francisco at the 49er 11-yard line. He goes up top. He's got Clark. Dwight Clark, the second-year man from Clemson. And that's the biggest 49er gain of the football game, with the exception of that 57-yard punt return by Freddie Solomon. Jimmy Marshall, the first-year man from Jackson State, number 23, beaten on the play. And, well, just like Solomon, they took the jet, not the local.
Well, and Clark is a pretty good receiver, too, and that's exactly what San Francisco is going to have to do the second half. They're going to have to put the ball up in the air. They're going to have to throw medium to deep passes. You're seeing Clark getting behind the secondary for the New Orleans Saints. They're going to have to get away from their back-oriented passes.
Montana and company, first and 10 at the New Orleans 40-yard line. He's got Linville Elliott looping out of the backfield, actually the safety valve receiver. Good job that time done by Joe Montana, because his primary receiver, Freddie Solomon, was all tied up down here at the 30-yard line by 44, David Waymer. He looked off Solomon. He looked over the middle for his tight end, Charlie Young. He was covered, and he finally found Linville Elliott, the safety valve man.
And I think that's a good sign of a young quarterback who is gaining more and more maturity, because you are going from your primary to your secondary and then going over to your safety valve receiver.
There are the stats on Joe Montana, who was 8 out of 12 in the first half. Came out smoking as they had to in the second half. Linville Elliott in motion. The pitch back to Earl Cooper, the rookie running back. He's got some real estate down inside the New Orleans Saints 28-yard line. Earl Cooper came into this football game averaging about 4.5 yards every time he touched the football on the ground. In the first half, he rushed for 8 yards on 4 carries. His longest gain from scrimmage was 6 yards.
And one of the things that people like about him, at least the 49er coaching staff, is not only is he a good runner, he's a good, tough runner, and there is a big difference.
Cooper picked up the first down for the 49ers. It's 1st and 10 to go at the New Orleans Saints 28-yard line. Linville Elliott has a convoy on the right side, and he's got another San Francisco first down. Linville Elliott in the first half rushed for 14 yards. His longest gain from scrimmage was 4 yards. He picked up 14, so he's just doubled his rushing yardage with that carry. Groom, 78 in there on the tackle. Another first down for the 49ers. 3 successive first downs for Joe Montana. They've got to get on the scoreboard quickly, and they know it. Slot to the left side with Solomon moving into the slot. Charles Young, the tight end, split out a few yards on the right side. Montana with a straight drop. The Saints are coming. Montana did well just to get rid of the ball. Intended in the general vicinity of Linville Elliott, but actually I think he threw it away.
And so far, I think that Bill Walsh's halftime talk to his 49er ball club was very blunt and straight to the point. Let's get to work. I'm sure he added a few other descriptive adjectives to it, but that's exactly what's happened, and now they're coming out, and they have moved the ball the length of the field.
You see Bill Walsh to the left of Steve DeBerg. Walsh calls the play, makes the play selection, and then DeBerg, as we stay on it, with the wig-wag system, sends the play into Joe Montana, this man. 2nd down and 10 at the 14-yard line of the Saints, who lead by 28 points. The Saints are coming underneath. Down to about the 7-yard line. Good grab by Freddie Solomon. Lined up in a slot to the right side. The rookie from Notre Dame, David Waymer, number 44, in there in the tackle, the right side cornerback.
Jim, in this series by the 49ers, we're seeing why San Francisco is a pass-oriented team. Backed up deep in their own territory, Montana completes a long pass out to Clark. Now they've moved on down the field by the pass, and this is exactly what they're going to have to do the rest of the ball game in order to catch New Orleans.
Okay, they've gone to the 2 tight end alignment right now on 3rd down and 3. The San Francisco 49ers showing run. Cooper wants to pass, now he wants to run. He's got the first down inside the 4-yard line. Fumble, but not before Cooper was down. It'll be San Francisco's ball, 1st and goal when they unpile. Donnie Schwartz, number 48, the 3rd-year man from Washington State, the man who stuck it to Earl Cooper, but not before Cooper had put his head down and barreled for another San Francisco first down.
And that was a pretty good run fake by Cooper, run-pass fake, I should say. Whenever you see a running back get the ball and he bends back deep in the backfield, you automatically think it's going to be a run pass. But that time, the Saints on defense didn't go for it. They kept covering their receivers in the secondary. And as you see right now, the ball is inside the 5-yard line.
Rafael Septien, a 32-yard field goal over in Oakland. The Cowboys have upped their lead to 9 points now. It's 19-10. Dallas on top over the Raiders. Montana to Earl Cooper, close to the goal line, but they stack him up over on the right side, about a half a yard shy.
And it looks like Cooper's a little slow in getting up. So far, the 49er offensive line is doing exactly what the Saint offensive line did in the first half. They're getting off on the ball. They're getting underneath the defensive people for New Orleans, and they're able to move them around.
That's Earl Cooper, number 49, the injured 49er, laying down at about the goal line right there. You take another look, and you'll see the way Ken Bordelin, number 50 of LSU, stuck it to Cooper, stacked him up just shy of the goal line. There's the hit right there, and down he goes and hurts that left knee. So it'll be 2nd down, goal to go. The 49ers driving when we come right back.
I looked at Datsun 280ZX and Porsche 924 because I wanted a refined sports car. Then I looked at and drove this new Mazda RX-7, and that's all it took.
Just one look, that's all it took. Yeah, just one look, that's all it took.
The Mazda RX-7 keeps getting better. Even the mileage is 24% better than last year. And the more I looked, the more I liked the looks of its price.
The more you look, the more you like.
Introducing the revolutionary twin action shaving system engineered to outperform twin blades. The new Norelco Rotatract Razor. Inside 3 floating heads, Rotatract works like twin blades to grip hair, raise it up, then razor it off hundreds of times a second for a shave that's twin blade close without a nick or cut. The new twin action Norelco Rotatract razor, cord and rechargeable. Twin blade closeness, but no gotcha.
Wednesday, when Blue Flu strikes the department, Enos becomes a one-man police force.
Promise me it ain't something crazy. Keep up to that.
Enos, Wednesday night.
Checking other action around the NFL, that big ball game in Oakland. Right now, the Dallas Cowboys lead the Oakland Raiders 19-10. Rafael Septien has just kicked a 34-yard field goal. Meanwhile, Kansas City leads Denver 28-7.
Don Woods, number 47, has replaced the injured Earl Cooper, ex-San Diego Charger, picked up in mid-season. The 49ers in close, and they got it. Joe Montana kept it himself. And it's now a 35-13 ball game, and coming out to try to make it 35-14 will be Ray Wersching, who's had a busy afternoon, but only kicking off. So Joe Montana goes in. Montana had thrown for 7 touchdowns coming into this football game. And you see the big hole clogged rather quickly after Montana knifed his way through. Snap is good, spot is better, and the kick is perfect. 35-14, 49ers take the opening kickoff in the second half, and they march right down very quickly against the New Orleans Saints, so it's a 21-point New Orleans advantage. Saints get the ball back when we come right back.
Welcome to Glove Atari. What's your pleasure? Breakout? Ah, here's something new. Circus Atari.
Cartridges, video chess, football. Cartridge, sir? Fez is here.
We meet again, Fez.
Yes, a little game of Space Invaders, perhaps. What shall we play for?
For fun, of course.
No other company offers you as many different video game cartridges as Atari.
This man leads the good life. He puts on his bow tie, he puts on his tuxedo, and then he puts on his Accord LX, a most luxurious Honda, with features like variable assist power steering, digital clock, and air conditioning as standard, with plush seats and deep pile carpeting. So, for people who lead the good life, the car that leads the simple life.
Honda, we make it simple.
That 1-yard touchdown plunge by Joe Montana, his second touchdown on the ground so far this year. We mentioned that he has already thrown for 7. And Joe not really seeing that much action, Jim Hill, until the New York Giant game 2 games ago. He started last week against the New England Patriots, and a big upset for the 49ers in that game, and got the call against the New York Giants, a 12-0 shutout in favor of the 49ers, and apparently has won the starting quarterback job from Steve DeBerg. Jimmy Rogers, back deep at his own 7-yard line, looks for the wedge, hits it at the 25, and the 49ers hit him, and down he goes at the 27.
I think we'll get a chance now, Jim, to see if the Saints really deserve to win this ball game this afternoon. The thing that they must do now is they must continue to do what they did in the first half, and that is get an outstanding job of blocking from their offensive line and continue to attack the secondary for San Francisco.
Well, the veteran, Jim Peterzak, who limped off early in the first half and had his muscle taped up, has returned the 6-year veteran from Eastern Michigan out over the ball at center. They'll keep it on the ground. The pitch back here. That's Tony Galbraith. Bobby Leopold, the rookie from Notre Dame, the man who got to him first off. Tony Galbraith having a big afternoon both in receiving and in rushing the football. As Manning is calling all of his own plays, Galbraith now 11 carries, 68 yards on the ground, and he has caught 3 passes for a total of 24 yards.
He's always been a good running back. He's always been a good back to have come out of the backfield and catch the pass. He's just been caught up in one of those things that when things go wrong for you, they go wrong all the way around.
He's a 5-year veteran from Missouri, 6'1", 230, in the backfield now with Jack Holmes. And this is Jack Holmes, who tries to muscle his way up near the 35-yard line. It was 2nd down and 5. Picked up about 2 yards, so it'll bring up 3rd down. Let's call it a long 3. Jim Stuckey, 79 from Clemson. Archie Reese, 78, also from Clemson. in there on the stop. And the third man, San Francisco plays the 3-4 most of the time on the front three. Lawrence Pillars, 65 from Alcorn State. There is a nervous Bill Walsh, would like to get the ball back.
And we're getting a good chance of seeing just how good a coach he is. It's easy to coach when you're in front. Good sign when you can come from behind.
On 3rd and 3 in short yardage. Galbraith will not get it. He'll be stacked up shy of first down yardage, and the Saints will have to relinquish the football. Stuckey in there again, as you look at a concerned Dick Stanfill shaking his head. Might be wondering about the play call on that one.
It appears, Jim, that New Orleans has gone pretty much into a shell, which is the worst thing that you can do when you get into a situation like this, and you 0-13, because once you go into a shell and you get conservative, you don't do anything but let that other club just come on back, which is what the 49ers are going to try and do now.
Russell Erxleben averaging 44 yards per kick over the last 4 games. Right around his average so far this afternoon, as you see there. And that is Freddie Solomon, number 88, who has already rambled some 57 yards for the first 49er touchdown. He'll be looking up into the lights and to the sun as you look now at Russell Erxleben. Out of the snap of Jim Peters out. Freddie Solomon will field it. And then he decides to let it go. You heard some oohs and ahs and some groans from some nervous 49er fans who thought the ball might have hit one of the 49ers down there, but not so, says referee Dick Jorgensen. So we've got now 8:55 left to go in the 3rd quarter. The Saints are on top against the 49ers, 35-14.
This Christmas card was sent to you by the people at Miller High Life. Merry Christmas.
Next week, a Super Sports Saturday, the Giants battle the Redskins, followed by the Mixed Team Golf Classic and the Sports Spectacular with figure skating and the Great American Truck Race next Saturday on CBS Sports.
That is a very concerned San Francisco 49er brain trust on the sideline right there. That is Bill Walsh, the head coach, who has a 5-8 record coming in. Those 5 victories in 1980, by the way, represent more victories than 1978 and 79 combined for San Francisco. Montana goes up top quickly to Freddie Solomon, out of bounds at the 25-yard line, turned around by David Waymer. And the Niners, as you might expect, Jim Hill, have to go to the air because they're down by 21 points, 35-14.
And they have New Orleans playing it rather soft up front. The secondary for the Saints they really don't want to give up the deep pass because of what happened on the last possession by San Francisco, and that's why the short stuff is open now.
Of course, by comparison right now, if you do have the Saints back on their heels a little bit defensively, a little bit cautious, a little concerned, you want to take what the defense is going to give you, and that's the short passes. And that's what Montana's doing. That's a first down up at about the 34-yard line. Montana had to get the quick release, and he got it to number 47, looping out of the backfield, Donnie Woods, the man who's come in to replace Linville Elliott or Earl Cooper. Joe Fetterspiel in there in the tackle, the 9-year veteran from Kentucky for the New Orleans Saints, but Montana picks up the first down. The line of scrimmage now the 34 of San Francisco. Cooper is out. We'll try to update his injury for you. He left with an injured left knee, it appeared, down near the goal line. He's been replaced by Donnie Woods, 47, as Montana looks to get out of trouble. You know, on that play, Jimmy, I don't think Don Woods knew whether the ball was thrown to him or to the tight end, Charlie Young. Woods might have had a chance to grab that ball if he jumped up. He let it go, and it looked like it was just underthrown, intended for number 86, Charlie Young, the tight end.
That's one of the problems you have, Jim, when you have two offensive receivers in the same area, because they don't know if you're throwing to them or to the other person. But as far as the Saints are concerned right now, with it being second down, we're going to have to start seeing some blitzing out of them because the offensive line for San Francisco is starting to do a good job.
2nd and 10 from the 34 of San Francisco. Dwight Clark with a lot of real estate. That's Freddie Solomon with a block, and that's a San Francisco touchdown. 66 yards. Joe Montana to number 87, Dwight Clark, his 7th touchdown grab of the season. And the 49ers, Jim Hill, are right back in this football game.
Well, New Orleans came with the blitz, but what happened was in San Francisco, their offensive line caught the Saints in a blitz. They were expecting it just like we were. You see the blitz coming from the top of your screen, the linebacker coming in, Clark coming from the top, from right to left, does a great job of getting away from defensive people. Actually, he should have been tackled. That was a bad job of tackling by the Saints, and as a result...
That was Waymer that missed the tackle. Now, this is number 89, James Owens, who helps throw the block after Solomon threw another one to allow Clark to turn the corner. And Ray Wersching will try to put the 21st 49er point up on the board now, out of the hold of Joe Montana. It's perfect. 7:52 left to go in the third quarter right now. And the Saints, who led it 35-7 at halftime, have seen the 49ers put 14 unanswered points on the board. New Orleans gets the kickoff when we come right back. We've got 7:52 to go. The score, the Saints 35, the 49ers 21, and coming back.
Every year, millions of drivers suffer the agony of hillophobia. The fear of stopping on hills with a stick shift, with cars behind you, very close behind you. The only known cure? The ingenious hill holder clutch from Subaru. Now you don't have to go downhill until you want to. Subaru, inexpensive, and built to stay that way.
Mom, we got a present for you.
When you get home. Let's go. You can install the Stanley Do-It-Yourself garage door opener in about 4 hours. Everything comes in the box. Just assemble it, put it up, and plug it in. Surprise. The Stanley Do-It-Yourself garage door opener. It's a very nice thing to do for somebody else.
He did it so fast.
We want to help you do things right.
This Christmas, open the door for someone you love. Give a Stanley garage door opener.
Tuesday, Michael Learned and John Houseman star in the television premiere of A Christmas Without Snow, a heartwarming story destined to become a family holiday classic. Tuesday night.
You look at Ray Wersching, all set to put it away to a nervous New Orleans Saints football team right now. They've had 14 points scored on them in a little over 7 minutes of play. Joe Montana has thrown for his 12th touchdown toss of the season. The 7th touchdown grab by number 87, Dwight Clark. Montana's also rushed for one. Freddie Solomon has gone 57 yards with a punt return. And the 49ers trying to come back, and you can see their defense, their specialty teams, Jim Hill, are fired up and playing much more inspired football than they did in the first half when they fell behind by 28 points.
And on the other side of the coin, the Saints have gone into a shell. It seems now that they are playing not to win, but to keep from getting beat. And when you have that kind of offensive approach, you're going to get beat.
Well, just like the scoring drive that preceded it, this one didn't take much time, just 1:03 on the clock. A 71-yard bomb from Montana to Clark, and it just took 4 plays. So now we'll see what Manning and company will do. They would like to obviously take a little bit of the sting, a little bit of the momentum away from the San Francisco 49ers, and the only way you do that is by picking up a couple of first downs. From the 26, Manning fakes the handoff to Tony Galbraith, looks downfield, he's got Wes Chandler at the 45. Dwight Hicks, the second-year man from Michigan, was beaten, but you really can't say was beaten because the ball was thrown right on the money by Archie Manning, and a picture-perfect catch by that man, number 89, Wes Chandler.
Archie knows that Wes has tremendous athletic ability, Jim, and that he can get up in the air and go after those passes, and that's why he threw the ball just a little bit high so that Wes could go up and get it.
It started in New Orleans, where they call them the 8 bags, and it spread out to San Francisco. A couple of bag heads there. 7:02, clock is running. Pitch back to Tony Galbraith, gets a lead block. Not much doing, gets back to the line of scrimmage, maybe picks up a half a yard before Jim Stuckey stuck him.
This game may end up being a lot closer than it appeared to be in the first half when the Saints were really just blowing on out. But I think that when Archie went to the sidelines, we talked it over with his coaching staff, and they really feel that they were in their shell just a couple of minutes ago, and now they need to get out of it.
You saw the stats on Archie Manning before. He passed for 314 yards on opening day when San Francisco won 26-23. Open man, Henry Childs. Fumbles the ball. San Francisco's got it. Henry Childs had the first down, was battling for more. The ball was stripped loose, and Terry Totolo, the 5-year man from UCLA, in there on the tackle. The man who fell on the football, the man who stripped him of the ball, the man we are promoting as All-Pro here this afternoon because he really stayed with his football game in the first half. Danny Buns, number 57. Another look.
Well, you really have no one to blame here but Childs himself, because he did come up with a fine catch, but he was carrying the ball the way you really shouldn't, and that's why the 49ers got it back.
There's Buns with a strip right there. Terry Totolo falls on the football. We've got 6:10 to go in the third quarter. The 49ers coming back.
It was Mercedes-Benz that produced the world's first production diesel car, the first 5-cylinder diesel car, this 200-mile-per-hour diesel car, the first turbocharged diesel car, and the world's only 3,000-mile-per-gallon diesel vehicle. For 1981, only Mercedes-Benz can apply all that expertise to these diesel cars. Mercedes-Benz, the pioneer in diesels for 45 years.
Hatfield's gas pipes were leaking half our gas, but the town couldn't afford a contractor to fix them.
See if you can break it now.
So when Bill Sanders of Phillips showed us gas pipe made of their plastic and how to install it ourselves, we were in hog heaven. With some willing hands and some expert advice from Phillips, now Hatfield, Arkansas is really cooking. And that new pipe paid for itself in a year.
Phillips Petroleum. Good things for cars and the people who drive them.
Those are some of the various high school cheerleaders from around the San Francisco Bay Area. San Francisco, unlike the Dallas Cowboys and Philadelphia Eagles with their Liberty Bells, do not have a professional organized group of cheerleaders. They like to stay with the pure amateurism, if you will, using high school students. The girls look real good. 35-21, San Francisco on a roll right now. It was 35-7 at intermission. Second half has been all San Francisco, but of course New Orleans had a pretty good drive, stopped right there when Henry Childs was stripped of the ball, and it's a big break for San Francisco. They stay on the ground to Linville Elliott. He picks up just 2 yards, 2nd down and 8. Not a bad call, Jim Hill, on first down, because they've been going to the pass. You've got New Orleans thinking about the pass. You come back with a run, try to mix them up a little bit.
That's right, because the 49ers burned them a couple of series ago on first down.
Line of scrimmage now, the 49er 15-yard line. Wide receivers are left and right. Montana has to go up top. Open man out of the backfield. Earl Cooper in the grass above, and down he goes. Number 56 for the Saints gets to him. Reggie Mathis, second-year man from Oklahoma, helped out by David Waymer, and we might have unnecessary roughness. You see the preliminary indication by Dick Jorgensen, the referee. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Cooper was stopped way shy of first down yardage, so this will give the 49ers another first down.
There are certain penalties, Jim. Here's a call.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, blow to the head, 44 defense. First down.
That's why it was called a blow to the head. If you go inside and you want to hit someone, if you hit them from the head down, then that's okay. Sometimes they'll let you get away with it. But anytime you attack that head and the officials think you're purposely attacking the head, they're going to throw the flag on.
That's the second penalty for a total of 20 yards against the New Orleans Saints. Montana on 1st and 10 from his own 33-yard line. In the grass pub, and down he goes. A good New Orleans Saint rush. That's Mr. Grooms again. Mrs. Grooms' little boy, 6'4" and 260.
But one of the things that enabled Grooms to make the sack was number 96, Steve Parker, went in, and just as Montana originally got to release the ball, Parker put his hand up in the air, and then Joe couldn't see his receiver, so he pulled it back down. Grooms went in and made the sack. See, right there, that's when Parker really forced Montana to reload. Grooms came in, got the sack.
That's the 4th sack for a total of 30 yards. for the New Orleans Saints. Their defensive front four have been doing a whale of a job. Montana, little flare pass. Dwight Clark, he broke the last one, close to a first down. Boy, he's quick for a fellow that's 6'3" and 205. 17-yard pickup on the play. Tommy Myers in there on the tackle. Shy of first down yardage. Now an interesting play call for Bill Walsh. Third down, about 1.5 yards to go. Walsh will call the play. Steve DeBerg will wigwag it in with the hand signals. Kind of like being a flag man in an aircraft carrier, huh?
Sure is, but it's a way of keeping your backup quarterback in the game himself, just in case something happens and he has to go in.
Montana now 16 of 22, 189 yards. That was Clark's 5th reception. Earl Cooper's in trouble, will not get the first down. Kind of a strange play call because really the 49ers have been very ineffective in running wide against the New Orleans Saints here this afternoon. And both of the cornerbacks for New Orleans have been doing a fine job. Waymer on the right side, Ricky Ray, Don Schwartz over on the left side. And that time it was Joe Fettersfield who strung the play out. Did the job. So Jim Miller's into punt again.
Anytime you make that ball carrier run lateral to the line of scrimmage for more than 8 or 9 yards, you have a chance of throwing him for a loss.
Wes Chandler lets it hit. Finally touched there by a 49er, and Archie Manning and company will break out first down, 10 yards to go. They're on top by a score of 35-21. We are more than midway in the third quarter now. We've got 3:25 left to go in the third quarter. You look at a very concerned Bill Walsh. Well, we've got a great week for you next week on Super Sports Saturday here on CBS. First, the NFL Today will kick off with a special edition that leads to a clash between the Giants and the Redskins. And you know what a great long rivalry that has been. Archie Manning from his own 28-yard line. Little pop to Tony Galbraith. In trouble, gets away from it. Shouldn't carry the football out there like a loaf of bread, but he's close to first down yardage. We talk about the Giants and the Redskins and what a great and long rivalry that's been. That's next Saturday on Super Sports Saturday. Then some of the best men and women golfers in the country pair up for a mixed team classic. Strategy and teamwork, critical, of course, in any golf tournament. That's not all. The CBS Sports Spectacular brings you some of the brightest young skating talent at the World Junior Figure Skating Championships. And then the wild and woolly Great American Truck Race rounds out a great afternoon next week on Super Sports Saturday, right here on CBS. Second down, a short ball. Manning operates with Jack Holmes, Jimmy Rogers. That's Jack Holmes. He's got the first down. He keeps it on the ground, keeps that clock moving.
And don't get in the shell. That's exactly what Dick Stanfield is saying on the sidelines. Don't get conservative. You've been very successful in having a wide-open game right from the beginning. Don't do it now, because if you do, then you start to create mistakes. You give the 49ers a chance to come back. That's looking at it from the New Orleans Saints standpoint. From the 49ers standpoint, you want to hold them on this series of downs, try and get another score in. That way you're only 7 points down when you go into the fourth period.
Speaking of comebacks, Chris Barr, a 38-yard field goal. The Raiders now trail Dallas by 6. It's 19-13 there in the third quarter. They fake the end around to Child, set up the screen to the halfback Holmes. He's got a convoy up to midfield. San Francisco reacted very quickly defensively. Jim did a good job up near first down yardage. They'll have to measure.
That's what I was talking about, Jim, about don't go into your shell. Don't get conservative. Leave the game wide open. You're 0-13 so far this season. You must do things that can create interest for your ball players, and so they can have fun out on the field. And that's what's happening right now. Not only is it good for the Saint ball players, I think it's good for the people in New Orleans to see this kind of wide open offense, because you know it can attract their attention.
Well, they have measured. It is a first down for the New Orleans Saints. Keep that clock moving a little bit. Try to put a sustained drive together. You know, Don Shula, the great Dolphins coach, says that the best way to silence a very enthusiastic home crowd is with a long, sustained scoring drive. It takes a little bit of the start out of it. From the midfield stripe, Manning from the eye. Quick toss. Wes Chandler cannot hang on. He gets popped pretty good by number 26 down there for San Francisco, Ray Rhodes, the ex-New York Giant. 7-year veteran from Tulsa.
And as I look at the Saint Ball Club, Jim, they do have some pretty good football players. There's an update on the Dallas-Oakland game. The Cowboys leading the Raiders 19-13 in the third period. The Saints have some pretty good football players. They don't have the great depth that other teams have, but in certain areas they have some doggone good football players.
Wes Chandler wide to the right side. Ike Harris split out wide to the left side. Running backs are Holmes and Galbraith again. It's second down and 10. Manning to toss it up, looks at the blitz. Looks to Henry Childs. You will not see a finer catch than that. Flag was thrown after the hit. I believe they'll call pass interference on the rookie, Ricky Churchman, who had 2 interceptions last week, number 33 from Tennessee. But what a great catch by Henry Childs. He was hit. He was on his way down. He maintained his momentum, followed the ball right into the numbers, and hung on.
Interference, 33, defense, decline, first down.
Take another look.
You know, and Archie really zipped the ball in there, too. Outstanding job. You see him step up into the pocket. The line is blocking all the people around him. And now watch Childs. He's sliding on his back. The ball comes in right under his chin. He hangs on for the catch despite the pass interference.
Line of scrimmage now, the 34-yard line of the San Francisco 49ers. They have scored 14 straight points. Saints trying to take a little bit of the start shot right now, put some points on the board themselves. Galbraith behind Jack Holmes does well just to get 1 yard on the play. Ricky Churchman, number 33, that rookie from Texas again, 6'1", 193. In there, submarined him down low and knifed him down. Less than a minute to go in the third quarter now. 35-21. The Saints 0-13 coming in a long year. Wes Chandler wide to the right side, split out wide to the left side is Ike Harris, and Manning will go up top. Ike Harris, he missed it. That's one of the few times in the entire football game where you see Manning miss his receiver, and he knows it.
The 49ers are getting no pressure at all on Archie Manning, none whatsoever from their defensive alignment. They're going to have to do some stunning up front, try and confuse the blocking assignments for the Saints, blitz just a little bit, do something else that they haven't been doing all afternoon long, because Archie's just had great pass protection by his line.
Manning now 19 of 29, 342 yards. You look at the third down conversions. New Orleans, by the way, the NFL's poorest third down offense. The Saints had converted only about 30% of their third down plays. And Manning's got all kinds of room to run. And it closed up quickly. They shut him down about 2, maybe 3 yards shy of first down yardage. Boy, great reaction that time by Lawrence Pillars over there, Archie Reese, and the left side cornerback Ray Rhodes came up to pinch Manning down, so Benny Ricardo will try a three-pointer.
And he's really going to have to get his foot into this one because the wind is swirling down on the field, and it may appear like it's in his favor when, again, it may not be.
Well, when he does come back to try it, he'll be doing it the other way, because that's the end of the third quarter. We've got 15 minutes left in regulation. The New Orleans Saints 0-13, trying to put victory number 1 up there on the board. They've got a 14-point lead against San Francisco when we come right back. Now a word from...
Thursday, December 11th, the special 2-hour premiere of Magnum P.I. Even with Hawaii as a playground, Magnum's idea of fun is danger. A special 2-hour premiere, December 11th.
This is CBS.
I'll tell you, if Dick Stanfill has got a fake punt in the playbook, I can't think of a better time to utilize it right now. They have disdained the field goal try because a little bit out of Benny Ricardo's range, I guess, going into the wind. But now you look at the line of scrimmage at the 28-yard line. It's 4th down and 4. Why not go for it? It's as good as a punt. I don't know about that, Jim Mill.
Not at all.
Ertzleben faked the punt, or faked the pass. Of course, what you do in a situation like that is risk having your offensive line leave the line of scrimmage too early, and usually there's a penalty call. That time, though, they wisely held. It goes into the end zone, so they start on the 20-yard line. So what it all amounts to is a a net gain for New Orleans of 8 yards, but I think on 4th and 4, if you're going to punt for it, you might as well go for the first down and try to score.
Especially when you're down that close. You're absolutely correct.
49ers start from their 20-yard line. Montana looks for Freddie Solomon, batted away. Great play by Ken Bordelin, 4-year man from LSU, 6'4", 226. He's got great speed for an outside linebacker because Freddie Solomon had turned the cornerback around and he was open on a post pattern.
The Saints then were playing in a zone defense, Jim, and the linebackers must get good depth. On the snap of the ball, they must turn and run to their specific area at a 45-degree angle, and when he did that, that's what allowed him to knock the ball down. Good job.
2nd down and 10 for Montana and company. The man you're looking at, number 44, is David Waymer, the rookie from Notre Dame. Of course, Joe Montana, second-year man from South Bend also. Ex-Irish teammates. Montana looks. Linville Elliott wanted nothing to do with that football and showed it. He heard footsteps on the play as Mathis, 56, was in hot pursuit. 6'2", 220, a Sooner from Oklahoma. And they're talking to each other on the way back to the huddle. Quarterbacks don't talk to receivers who don't try for a ball like that very often, do you?
No, they don't. They just kind of look at them in a very strange way.
Steve DeBert with a wig-wag, the play call from Bill Walsh. 3rd down and 10, line of scrimmage still the 20-yard line. Slot to the left side. Lone running back is Don Woods, number 47. Picks up on the snap. Montana covers it, and the 49ers will have to punt it away.
What you said a little while ago, Jim, was completely true. The Saints took the ball and they drove down the field and they got this crowd quiet just a little bit. And now New Orleans has come back and they've had a pretty successful series on defense and about to get the ball in pretty good field position.
Jimmy Miller has had a busy afternoon for the 49ers. Wes Chandler signaling for the fair catch, makes it at his own 46-yard line. And that's where Archie Manning and the Saints will operate 1st and 10. A 38-yard punt, no return on the fair catch. We've got 14:27 left to go in the 4th quarter. To score, the New Orleans Saints 35, the San Francisco 49ers 21.
This ranch doesn't run without horses, and the horses don't run without you. But when you've hammered out a day's work, you meet up with Miller Time.
When it's time to relax.
Time for the best tasting beer you can find.
One beer stands clear.
Miller High Life.
If you've got the time, we've got the beer.
The 1981 Honda Prelude is a pleasure to look at in many different ways. You can look at it as a sporty car with front-wheel drive and sleek, racy looks. You can look at it as a comfortable car with a luxurious interior and power steering that comes with the optional automatic. You can look at it as an economy car. After all, it is a Honda. But then again, you can look at it like this.
Honda, we make it simple.
Jim Zorn and the Seahawks trying to come back against the New York Giants. The New Yorkers started Scott Bruner, a rookie out of Delaware, instead of Phil Simms at quarterback today. And the Seahawks are now ahead by 1 point. You look at the folks who are nice and comfortable out there sitting in the sunshine at Candlestick. The folks on the other side are sitting in the shade with a few blankets and thermoses wrapped around themselves, trying to stay warm here as the winds whip around. 14:27 left to go in regulation. Archie Manning with a handoff to Jack Holmes. He does well to get it to the midfield stripe. Picks up 3, 2nd down and 7. Bobby Leopold, the rookie from Notre Dame, in there on the tackle. San Francisco with a rookie from Notre Dame in Bobby Leopold. And, of course, the Saints have number 44, rookie cornerback David Waymer.
That was a very interesting statement we just saw on the screen then, Jim. The Saints have won 4 out of 5 games from San Francisco. Why one team dominates another? One of the big mysteries in sports.
Well, actually, the Saints had won the last 4 games until the San Francisco 49ers took that 26-23 decision at the start of the 1980 campaign. Rogers, the ball carrier. Keena Turner went underneath, the rookie from Purdue. Submarined him down low. You look at San Francisco's defense, they've got some good rookies. Bobby Leopold from Notre Dame, Turner from Purdue. And slowly under Bill Walsh, they're turning things around. Again, the 5 victories this season for San Francisco. represent more than 78 and 79 combined for the 49ers. It's 3rd down and 3. They show run formation. Holmes in there now with Jimmy Rogers. Holmes behind Ike Harris, and Jimmy Rogers has got a lot of room. 1st down and more. The saving tackle made by Dwight Hicks. That's what happens when you bunch everybody up close.
You bunch everybody up close, and not a good job at all of playing that sweep by San Francisco, because they didn't get a support man up on the outside to turn the sweep man back to the inside. Everyone on the field on every play has a specific assignment, and if you look at someone on offense, he will tell you exactly what you should do. That particular time, the secondary for San Francisco was at fault because the cornerbacks didn't come up to make the ball carrier turn back to the inside.
You take a look at that graphic on the New Orleans Saints. They rushed for 103 yards last week in their loss to Minnesota. Only the 2nd time that New Orleans had rushed for over... Oh. You could hear that one. Wayne Wilson. The first time they rushed for over 100 yards was back on October 26th against Washington when they got 220 yards against the Skins. Today so far they have rushed for 124 yards, about 130 with that last bone-crunching gain by Wayne Wilson. So it's the 3rd time they go over the 100-yard mark. Ray Rhodes in there on the tackle. Ouch, that one hurt.
Sure did. You can just see it out there when they walk back to the huddle.
2nd down and 8 from the 24-yard line of San Francisco. 49ers have to keep New Orleans off the scoreboard here to have any chance of pulling this game out. And Jimmy Rogers fumbles the ball, and the 49ers get it back. Well, no sooner do we say San Francisco's got to keep them off the board, Jim Hill, and they force that turnover. There were some tickets available. That is not the man who made the fumble recovery. That is the man who got the lateral, number 52 for San Francisco, Bobby Leopold. You take another look. As the pitchback went to Jack Holmes, to Jimmy Rogers, rather. Rogers coughed up the ball. Stripped loose right there. Picked up by number 29, Jared Williams. We'll be right back.
You're looking at a revolutionary GTE Sylvania street light bulb that uses 10% less energy than the bulb it replaces. But the truly amazing part is, it gives more light. An almost unbelievable 80% more light. Imagine using 10% less energy and getting 80% more light.
Gee.
No, GTE.
I'm Joe Duncan, State Farm agent, Cincinnati, Ohio, speaking for thousands of State Farm agents around the country. You know, there are a lot of reasons why people come to State Farm agents and stick with State Farm agents year after year. I think one of the big reasons is service. State Farm built its reputation on service. People expect it, they are paying for it, and we deliver.
And like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
So far, he has dribbled tennis balls, juggled some footballs, a machete and a hatchet, and now a couple of torches. First down, 10 yards to go for Joe Montana and company from their own 17-yard line. They force what could be a key turnover. They're down by 14. They've got 12 left to go. And if they don't get greedy, there's plenty of time left. Handoff to Donnie Woods. Good job defensively by the New Orleans Saints to close it off very quickly. That's Chuck Evans, the rookie, number 59, 6'3", 235, who came up very, very quickly. And the 49er faithful, what few remain here at Candlestick, not very happy with the play calling.
I think they thought that maybe the 49ers should be passing now, but you brought up a very interesting point. 11 minutes and 45 seconds left in the ball game. San Francisco will get their hands on the ball at least 2 times, so they must take advantage of every time they have the ball and score.
They'll have to pass now on 2nd down and long yardage. In and out of the hands of number 80 for the 49ers, Eason Ramson, who just checked in, the 3rd-year man from Washington State, 6'2", 234, and you can see that Joe Montana is a little displeased with that because the ball was right in his hands. No reason that ball should not have been caught. Clock is stopped, 11:28. Ramson stays in at tight end. Charles Young is out. Wide receivers are Dwight Clark, number 87, Freddie Solomon, number 88. On third down conversions, the 49ers are a woeful 1 out of 8. And they need 9 yards here to keep the football. Saints are coming. Archie goes to Linville Elliott. First down and more. Joe Montana, what a job he did to get rid of that football. I called Archie. We watched Archie do it all afternoon. Joe Montana in the grass pub.
Somewhat of a delayed blitz here, Jim, by 56 Reggie Mathis, who has to go back and catch Linville Elliott, because if Mathis doesn't come out and at least give it that effort, then Elliott could go a lot further than he did.
Ray Brown, 27 in the tackle, big third down plays. 2 out of 9 in third down conversions now of the 49ers. Good pass protection this time, and he's got his man, and down goes Dwight Clark. He's in the grasp of number 59 for the New Orleans Saints. Jimmy Marshall, 23, helped out, but the man who got to him first was Chuck Evans. And I want to tell you, Dwight Clark obviously felt that as Evans really popped it. Montana goes over to take a look and also to confer with Bill Walsh on the sidelines. We've got 10.5 left to go in regulation. The Saints are on top 35-21. San Francisco trying to come back.
Introducing the new World Car, Ford Escort, with better ideas from around the world at your fingertips. Road-hugging four-wheel independent suspension, front-wheel drive, precise rack and pinion steering, stabilizer bar for tight turns, new power-efficient engine for easy freeway cruising, and higher gas mileage ratings than Rabbit, Accord, Corolla hatchback. Ford Escort, built in America to take on the world.
You still catch tuna the old way, with strong hose and strong arms.
Let's take them home.
But now comes Miller time.
When it's time to relax.
Time for the best tasting beer you can find.
One beer stands clear.
America's quality beer, Miller High Life.
If you got the time, we've got the beer, Miller beer.
Next Sunday here on CBS, these Saints will be at Shea Stadium to take on the New York Jets. St. Louis, one of 3 teams to defeat Philadelphia at Veterans Stadium. Atlanta plays host to the 49ers, and the Bucks will be at Detroit. That, of course, will be followed by the final round of the Mixed Team Golf Classic, all coming up next Sunday on CBS. Line of scrimmage, the 41-yard line of the 49ers. It's 2nd down and 5, slot to the right side. Montana splits his running backs. Looks for somebody, anybody to come back and help him out. And Stutter steps down the sideline. There's a case, Jimmy Hill. He was really looking for Freddie Solomon. Solomon didn't know what was going on behind him. He was down about the 40-yard line, working one-on-one with Dave Waymer, the rookie out of Notre Dame. Solomon never turned around to look back toward Montana. If he had, he would have come back and tried to help the quarterback out. It didn't happen, and as a result, Montana, looking over the bench for another play call, said, okay, help me out here.
That's one of the things that a good receiver must do. I'm surprised that Freddie didn't do it. Whenever you break downfield, look back to the quarterback. When you see him scrambling around, you have to break off your pattern and adjust to him.
There you see the 3rd down conversions. And the Niners need a yard. Good play call. Montana keeps it. Goes up top to Freddie Solomon. Incomplete, no flags. Now, if you're Bill Walsh, do you go for it on 4th and 1? 10 minutes to go in the football game at your own 45? I think you have to. Another look. The fake to Linville Elliott into the line. No place to go. Now, right here, Jimmy, if he hits Solomon on a post pattern, he was open, but he goes deep. Solomon has the option to cut underneath or go long. He went long just off his fingertips.
I think what Montana saw then was the other secondary person coming around, and you wanted to let Freddie get in back of the whole secondary rather than cut it short.
10 minutes even left to go in the football game. This is it for the 49ers. They need the first down. They need to keep possession of the football. Linville Elliott's got the first down. Knights over the right side. Randy Cross, Keith Farnhorst opening up the hole. Ray Brown, 27, the 10-year veteran from West Texas State. 6'2", 202 in there on the stop. 9:45 with the clock now working in favor of the New Orleans Saints.
We just got an injury report on Dwight Clark. He has a hip injury, and it's not known if he's going to return or not.
Not exactly a defensive struggle here this afternoon. 56 points put on the board so far. That's Charles Young, the big tight end, and that's another San Francisco first down. Montana had a notion to run it that time, and then he turned Charlie Young in. 16-yard pickup on the play. Joe Fetterspiel in there on the stop.
In previous games against the Saints, whenever a team has started to really drive down the field against them, like the 49ers are doing now, they've changed their defensive alignment just a little bit and start to blitz more in order to get more pressure on the quarterback. The 49ers now doing a pretty good job of holding out the Saints defensive line. Maybe they're trying to adjust that some and give us some blitzing.
You saw a very nervous Dick Stanfill over on the Saints bench. He's added about 10,000 more miles. Good call, draw play. Donnie Woods rambles for 9 more yards. Darylyn Moore, 74, the 8-year man from Oklahoma, in there on the stop. The play sent in by Bill Walsh. He knew that the Saints would be looking for the pass. They ran the draw play up the middle, 2nd down and 1.
And that always makes that defensive line a little bit more aware of what's going on the other side of the line of scrimmage. A draw play, a screens, excellent calling on that play right there.
There's Bill Walsh with the headset on. Steve DeBerg in the jacket. Out wide to the left side now is Freddie Solomon. That's Don Woods simply sliding out of the backfield. Ken Bordelin in there on the tackle. That's what you try to do, Jimmy. Isolate that back. Coming out of the backfield on a linebacker usually works.
And now the 49ers have New Orleans completely off balance because they are showing them a wide variety of offensive plays. Long passes, medium, short, draw plays, sweeps, stuff off tackle. This is doing nothing but helping them move right on down the field.
Well, the New York Giants, we talk about the rookie from Delaware, Scott Bruner, a 50-yard touchdown pass to Ernest Gray. 2014 now, Giants over Seattle. From the 24-yard line. Inside handoff. Linville Elliott fights all the way down to the 15-yard line. Joe Fetterspiel on the stop. And that's close to first down yardage once again. Solomon now checks back into the lineup, number 88. Jimmy Robinson, number 85, the 5-year man from Georgia Tech, checks back out. We're going to have ourselves a football game if San Francisco gets on the board.
It's been an outstanding drive by the 49ers this series. Oh, they've really taken it to the Saints. The Saints are starting to, it looks like they're getting just a little bit fatigued, and they're standing up just a little bit too high. Another thing that I've noticed, Jim, is physically, I don't think that the Saints are as strong as the 49ers. I don't know if it has to do with their off-season weightlifting program or if they lift weights during the season. But I think that maybe they need to work on that just a little bit next year, because this is a time of the ball game when you have to depend a lot on your physical strength.
You talk about the success of this drive, the importance of this drive. Let's not forget it all began with a key turnover that the San Francisco 49ers forced. They forced the fumble when the Saints were on the verge of maybe scoring again and putting it out of reach. Even a field goal would have made it impossible. Short yardage situation. They fake for a plunge into the line. Montana up top. Touchdown. Don Woods for a penalty flag. Back in the 49er backfield. This is in the vicinity of holding. Fetterspiel and Bordelin in there on the tackle, but it'll negate a San Francisco first down. Montana was 20 out of 30 for 232 yards before that play. You can see a little frustrated right there, hands on his hips. Well, that's a very costly penalty, Jimmy.
Holding, number 71, offense, still 2nd down.
Keith Farnhorst, the veteran from Minnesota. They would have had it first down goal to go from the 7 of the Saints. It's all the way back at the 25-yard line, 2nd down and 11. So they lost 18 yards on the play. Linville Elliott gets the penalty back. Ray Brown, number 27, on the stop.
Good offensive play then, Jim, for the simple reason San Francisco put a man in motion, and by doing that, you take away one more defensive player from the side in which you're going to run. That particular time, they knew who was going to be on that opposite side where the sweep was going, and that's why they picked up the first down.
You're a former ball player. That's 18 Bob in the San Francisco playbook. Look at Kansas City, what they're doing to Denver.
That's really amazing. 31-14 Kansas City.
First down, 10 yards to go. 6:41 left to go. Look out, blitz from the left side. Joe Montana goes to Freddie Solomon. Touchdown, San Francisco. No flags. What a job Joe Montana did to get rid of that football. James Marshall, the man that had a first shot at him, Waymer had a shot at him, and Freddie Solomon, Mr. Lightning, has struck very quickly. Watch from the left side, number 50 coming in for the New Orleans Saints, Ken Bordelon right here. And somehow Montana gets rid of the football just before he goes down. Solomon does the rest on his own. Marshall can't get him. Waymer comes over. He can't get him. That's 6.
Just a great individual effort.
Anybody imagine 35-7 at halftime?
We're going to have a wild finish on our hands.
Big point here for Ray Wersching. We've got Flag Day down there. And it's by no means automatic for Mr. Ray Wersching. He has had trouble with extra points this year. He's had 3 attempts blocked, and he's missed 2 others.
False start, number 71, offense, 5-yard penalty, and a retry.
That's Vonhorst again, and that's hurt. That'll hurt him because now it's by no means automatic. This becomes a field goal. Line of scrimmage. Well, he'll put it down at about the 15-yard line. This is a 25-yarder. Out of the hold of Joe Montana. Flags are down again. The kick was good, but penalty flags all over the field. So let's check with Dick Jorgensen, the referee. Wersching says, come on, guys, what are you doing? Niners say it's against New Orleans. They'll take it after the kickoff. What a comeback by the San Francisco 49ers. They trail
number 80,
35-7.
The point is good. We'll kick off from the 40-yard line.
They trailed 35-7 at the half. They have come back with 21 unanswered points. They trail by 7. We've got 6:29 to go. The score, New Orleans 35, San Francisco 28.
Here's another Radio Shack Christmas gift idea. Soft, cuddly animals with a surprise inside. A radio. What a delightful gift. There's a raccoon, comic cat, brown spaniel, Pekingese, cuddly cat, and country mouse. It's a musical menagerie for kids and teens alike. The gift-priced, petable, portable radios. Only at Radio Shack, your Christmas electronics store.
I'm not very good at this, but here.
It's the thrill that you feel when your dreams become real. It's the look in her eyes when she's caught by surprise. Like the moment you met that you'll never forget.
Christmas is over.
When you give diamonds, you get so much in return.
Oh, honey.
Make the magic last forever.
Jim Kelly and Jim Hill back with you from Candlestick Park in San Francisco. Ray Wersching on your right, all set to kick it off. Jimmy Rogers on your left, about to receive. The penalty has been enforced on the kickoff. It was offsides New Orleans, so Wersching, not the deepest of kickoffs, will boom this one away from the 40-yard line. Rogers awaits in the vicinity of his own 2-yard line. To the 25.5-yard line with 6 minutes, Jim Hill, and 19 seconds to go in regulation. And you've got to think in terms of overtime right now if New Orleans cannot pick up a couple of first downs.
And if New Orleans goes into a shell this late in the ball game, it will come back to haunt them. That's one thing, that's something I just saw out on the ball field that was very impressive, really impressed me. The Saints all came together, put their hands together and said, hey, this is the most important series of this ball game. If we're going to get our first win of the year, we must move it now.
We must hang on to the football. Both benches are up, sideline to sideline right now. We've got a dandy. Manning fell on the football. The Saints retained possession. Everybody's a little nervous right now. The momentum has changed definitely in the second half. It's been all San Francisco in the second stanza. It appeared that the New Orleans Saints were on a drive. They had it inside the 20-yard line of San Francisco that looked like the very least they'd come away with would be a field goal. The 49ers forced the fumble. They marched right down the field. They've drawn to within 7 after trailing by 28 points. Second down, loss of 1 on the preceding play. Flag on the play. Manning throws it over by that juggler. Danny Buns, 57, the man that was putting all kinds of pressure on Archie Manning. I'll tell you what, if we had an award for outstanding defensive player of this football game, I would give it to Danny Buns, number 57.
It would be him.
Number 45, offense, decline, third down.
Jack Holmes went in motion. 49ers will decline the penalty, keep the down box moving. 3rd and 11. Now you've got to put the ball up.
So what New Orleans has done, they've wasted 2 plays. Fumble on one, penalty on the other.
This is be careful time. Got to look for a sideline pass here. You don't want to throw anything over the middle that might be deflected. So what do? They go to Tony Calvert over the middle, but he's shy of first down yardage. Bobby Leopold, the rookie out of Notre Dame, in there on the stop, and the San Francisco 49ers are playing themselves one whale of a second half, the same way that the New Orleans Saints played themselves one whale of a second half last week against the Minnesota Vikings. New Orleans was down 23-20. They came back only to fall short by just those 3 points. As you look at Russell Erxleben, and you look at Freddie Solomon, who's already busted one for 57. This will be holding against San Francisco, and it'll back them up a little bit further. Dave Washington in there on the tackle. A 42-yard punt. A little bit of a return by Freddie Solomon, but it's going to be hurt by a holding call against the 49ers. Well, you start watching that clock right now. 5:12 left in regulation. Joe Montana, not the greedy kind of quarterback.
And in this situation, Jim, he doesn't have to be that greedy. He really does not.
Holding number 38, receiving team on the return. First down.
He has plenty of time to move the length of the field. 5 minutes and 12 seconds. Still has his 3 timeouts, so there's more than enough time. Don't get greedy in this situation.
We go into overtime. I'm going to put your overcoat on. It's getting chilly up here. From the 22-yard line of the 49ers, in motion comes Freddie Solomon. Linville Elliott. First down, San Francisco. Tommy Myers, the 9-year veteran from Syracuse, in there on the stop for the Saints, a 22-yard pickup. And again, as Jim Hill described, you take what the defense will give you. Another look as if you're Joe Montana.
And now it appears that the Saints are really starting to just give the game away. And by that I mean physically they are not up for this game right now. San Francisco is really starting to push them around. They don't have the enthusiasm that they had in the first half.
The offensive line of San Francisco controlling things now the way the New Orleans Saints offensive line did in the first half. Solomon in motion. Linville Elliott has a convoy on the right side. There's a fine defensive play, but look at Linville Elliott go. They tried to cut him down. Tommy Myers did back at the 45-yard line. Finally, Feddersfield chased him down from his linebacker spot. Linville Elliott, low to the ground, somehow maintained his balance and rambled for 8 tough yards. 2nd down and 2.
The Saints on defense now, Jim, are very, very tentative. They aren't coming up and attacking the offensive unit. I just noticed on that particular sweep, the cornerbacks on the side for the Saints came up to the line of scrimmage and just stopped. You can't do that. You must come up, you must attack the ball carrier, and you have to attack those offensive linemen that are turning to lead that particular sweep, because if you just come up there and stand, what's going to happen is you're going to get hurt, you're going to get some long yardage run against you, and eventually you could end up losing the ball game.
Tonight on CBS, it all starts, of course, with 60 Minutes. Then on Alice, Mel has a change of heart, but it's more than his heart can stand. It's all tonight on CBS. As you look at that fine lineup of programs, those of us that have to get planes back to the East Coast can go back to the hotel and have room service or something and watch 60 Minutes and Archie Bunker's Place and One Day at a Time and all of Mel's problems in the diner tonight. The injured player, James Marshall, number 23. From the 49, Montana, 22 of 32, is now 23 of 33. And stutter stepping down the sideline is Donnie Woods, who's in replacing Earl Cooper, all the way down to the Saints' 35-yard line. He did not go out of bounds. A 16-yard pickup, another first down for the San Francisco 49ers. Elix Price, 75, from Alcorn State, in there on the stop as you take a look from ground level.
A great job of running by Don. A missed tackle right here could really cost the Saints a ball game. There's the missed tackle right there. Instead of going out of bounds, Woods fools a lot of people, picks up the first down.
From the 35 of New Orleans, clock is running, 3:15. Solomon in motion, near side. Waymer goes with him. Montana, straight drop, all kinds of time to throw. Looks up in the pocket, tries to run out of the pocket. He's got a couple of blockers. He'll go out of bounds and stop the clock. The 49er faithful on their feet. The 49er bench on their feet. A very concerned New Orleans Saints bench on their feet across the way. Saints 0-13 coming in. New Orleans looking for that first victory of 1980. You look at the Brain Trust, Bill Walsh, Steve DeBerg over on the sideline. Eason Ramson, number 80, is checked back in at tight end. Charlie Young is checked out. There is a very nervous, a very concerned ex-All-American from the University of San Francisco. The year was 1951 for Dick Stanford. The moment is 1980. Linval Elliott, a real estate agent right now, down to the 12-yard line of New Orleans. A fumble on the play, but not before the whistle had blown. The Saints thought they had the football. The whistle had blown. The 49ers keep the pigskin.
I'm firmly convinced now, then, Jim, that New Orleans is not physically strong enough. I noticed that a little while ago. They're getting pushed around just a little bit too easy now. They're standing up. The offensive line for San Francisco is so big and strong that they're able to just move people around, and that's the reason why the running backs are able to just get through the line of scrimmage with relatively ease.
Lots of time left, 2.5 minutes to be exact, from the 13-yard line of the Saints. San Francisco driving for the tying touchdown. Montana over the middle. He's got his man, Freddie Solomon, inside the 10, all the way down to the Saints' 7-yard line. And that should be, unless somebody calls timeout, the final play just before the 2-minute warning. You look at ground level.
And Joe really threw this ball. I mean, he threw it right on the line. You see the nose of it going down. Great job now, because either the ball is going to be caught or it's going to be incomplete. When the nose is dying like that, you know the defensive player cannot get over there and pick it off.
There you see the score, 35-28. What a comeback by the San Francisco 49ers. The Saints holding on, but barely. 2 minutes left in regulation when we come right back. The Saints 35, the 49ers 28.
Introducing a small wonder, the new Toyota Starlet, born small to solve big problems, born small to deliver more miles per gallon of gas than any other car, and designed to help beat higher maintenance costs. The very new Toyota Starlet, born small. In fact, it just may be the first small wonder of the world.
Oh, what a feeling.
Starlet.
Toyota.
Let me tell you something about blue jeans.
You get in a jam up here and you got real problems. That's why I always go for the best tools, like this saw and my Levi's blue jeans. You see, tree bark will chew through most anything, but these jeans bite right back. And Levi's blue jeans got a fit that's made for work, and that's real important when the changing room's 200 feet down.
Looks in the end zone, looks for Linville Elliott, goes underneath, incomplete, intended for Dwight Clark, who caught his 7th touchdown pass earlier tonight, and you saw the frustration after Montana hit him right on the numbers.
And he was wide open, too.
Eason Ramson, number 80, checks back in. And Dwight Clark, a little bit embarrassed having dropped that pass, checks back out. Solomon wide to the right side, the running back, Linville Elliott, and Donnie Woods. Linville Elliott. Touchdown, San Francisco. A 7-yard run around the left end. Randy Gross. Randy Cross, number 51, threw the big block that allowed him to turn the corner. Keith Barnworth, 71, also over there on the left side, and Brent Quillen is the center. Take another look.
Outstanding job by the offensive line. You see what happens is if the 49ers got Linville Elliott to get to the outside, they provided that little tunnel for him to run in, and the Saints just did not get their force man up to turn it back inside and get into the secondary, make penetration, and make the tackle.
They go 78 yards in 8 plays, and Ray Worsham coming after ties up this football game. It's been a dandy. The Saints jumped out in front, 21-0. Freddie Solomon goes 57 yards with a punt return, 21-7. It's 35-7 New Orleans at intermission, and the second half has been all San Francisco, 28 unanswered points.
This ball game is not over yet. Here's another look at that fine touchdown run by Elliott.
Now watch him give him the hip right there. He gives him the hip and he comes back out.
That's the big move. That's the real big move. Faking to the inside, then ducking back to the outside. Breakdown on the part of the Saints from their defensive secondary as far as coming up and supporting and making the tackle. But we have to give credit where credit is due. The 49ers did an outstanding job of coming back when really the odds were against them at the halftime when they were down that much.
Word from across the bay now in Oakland, this is a final. The Dallas Cowboys upset the Oakland Raiders 29-13. I'm sorry, 19-13. 19-13, Dallas on top over Oakland. What that means now is Dallas and Philadelphia in a virtual tie in the NFC East. Oakland and San Diego remain tied in the AFC West. Jimmy Rotten. The last man, number 57 for the San Francisco 49ers, Danny Bugs. Perhaps a game-saving tackle.
This game is not over. You got 1:43 on the clock. The Saints have 3 timeouts. Archie can move the ball down the field in field goal range, even though it would be into the wind. There's enough time left.
There's that Dallas final. The Cowboys are tied with the Eagles, and the Chargers get a break with Oakland's loss. They stay tied in the AFC West. 2 weeks to go. Manning sends Ike Harris in motion to the top of the screen. Wes Chandler to the near side. Chandler's open, but he can't find him. Archie Manning goes down. Archie Reese grabbed Archie Manning, and Jim Hill on a crossing post pattern. Wes Chandler was all alone at the midfield stripe, coming from the right to the left side, but Manning was looking to the left, rolling to the left, and never had a chance to see him. He was looking for Ike Harris the whole time.
That's one of the problems you have when a quarterback runs in one direction and you have someone crossing from the other side. Even if he is open, the defensive people know that, and they know that it's a very difficult thing for a quarterback to run to his left and spot someone coming back from his right. This is the time now when the Saints must pick up big yardage. They have to take a couple of chances. They only have 1:36 left. They have 3 timeouts left. They're going to have to take a couple of chances because they're so deep in their own territory.
The executive producer of the NFL Today, Charles H. Milton III. Not a bad tennis player. Produced by Marvin F. Muse. Directed by Andy Kindle, who picked the Saints to win this game at our production meeting last night and is now nervously biting his tape recorder down in the truck. Our associate producers, our technical director, Andy Bass on audio. And while we have an opportunity from all of us to all of you, we'd like to wish you and your family the happiest of holiday seasons, a very fun-filled time of the year. We hope you're all extremely careful if you're out on the highways over the next couple of weeks, because you know that over the holidays it's somewhat accident-prone. So from all of us at CBS, happy holidays. Please drive with care. Our spotter is Mel Corbin. Our statisticians, Kurt Canale. And you might be hearing a lot of these names again, because this one could be a long way from being over. We've got a minute 36 left to go in regulation. We are deadlocked 35 all. I'd like to be some guy who went to sleep at halftime, figuring, oh, the Saints will get this one tied up 35-7. You turn your set back on now, tied up 35-35. Say, whoa, what happened? Archie looks for Henry Childs. He's got his man, but shy of first down yardage by about a yard and a half. Terry Totolo, the ex-Philadelphia Eagle, now in his 5th year from UCLA, in there on that tackle. Saints go with a hurry-up offense.
They need to pick up at least about 40 more yards before they can really consider field.
Right now, they need to pick up the first down. They do. Now the Saints will probably call one of their timeouts. Danny Bunn's in there in the tackle. I'll tell you what, he's played like an all-pro today. First down, New Orleans. Archie goes over to confer with Dick Stanfill, interim head coach of the New Orleans Saints. They lost their initial outing under Dick last week against the Minnesota Vikings, 23-20. Saints fell behind in that game, 23-0. Dick had a very quiet talk to the troops at halftime, said, you're a much better football team than you'd shown, not only in your first 12 losses, but in the first half here against the Vikings. Now let's go back out and show what you're made out of. And that was about it, and they did exactly that. And certainly the San Francisco 49ers, Jim Hill, have shown what they're made of, because just as it would have been easy for the Saints to quit last week against the Minnesota Vikings, it would have been likewise for the 49ers down by 28 points, but they did not quit this afternoon either.
I think Bill Walsh had a very good talk with the 49ers at halftime, and that's why they came out so fired up in the second half.
I'll tell you, the man who must be feeling a little bit of heat right now is Benny Ricardo, because he would be the man they'll call on if they can get into field goal range. Tony Galbraith, but this will be called back. Holding against the New Orleans Saints. Keena Turner, the rookie from Purdue. Nope, it's a motion call against New Orleans. That won't help their cause. Kind of a strange play call, too, inside a minute now. Of course, the 49ers are thinking pass. They're playing pass. They're in their prevent, their nickel coverage, if you will.
Illegal motion number 45. Offense started before the snap. Still first down.
That's Jack Holmes, and that's 2 times on this drive that Holmes has been called for a motion. The line of scrimmage is the 37-yard line of New Orleans. Saints have the ball. It's 1st and 15 with 59 ticks on the clock in regulation. You get the idea we're going to be here for a while?
And the people in the secondary, you know their hearts are really throbbing. Yes, we just may be here for a while, yeah.
Chandler to the right, Ike Harris to the left. They need about 30 yards to get in range for Ricardo. Tony Galbraith heard footsteps in the person of number 52, Bobby Leopold, the rookie out of Notre Dame. Certainly a very catchable ball for Tony Galbraith, who has caught 5 for 41 yards so far this afternoon. There you look at a nervous Benny Ricardo.
No reason in the world for Galbraith to drop that one. It was right there.
Benny Ricardo has missed 2 of his last 4 extra point attempts coming into this football game. He's been perfect, 5 for 5 this afternoon. And Ricardo has missed, check this, 6 out of his last 7 3-point attempts. Saying, guys, give me a break. Manning needs 15 yards. They go to Jack Holmes. 4 Saints in front of him. Holmes stripped down from behind, way short of first down yardage with 45 seconds left. Lawrence Pillars has been a pillar over on that right side. Moved into the nose guard spot after Archie Reese went down with a knee injury. Pillars getting up a little slowly himself. Manning will go over and confer again as the Saints call timeout. It's 3rd down and 7. Interesting to speculate here, Jim Hill. On 3rd and 7, if you don't pick up the first down, do you go for it and maybe turn the ball over to the 49ers around midfield, or do you punt it away and play for possession in the overtime?
Well, I think you should play to win. I don't think there's any other way to look at it except play to win. But one of the most important things, or the most important thing I think that the Saints should be concerned about now is coming back with the play from the sidelines that Archie is going to bring back. His pass receivers must remember that they have 7 yards to go for the first down. They must go at least 7 yards and then come back for the ball. The good pattern for these people to run now are curl patterns and comeback patterns, or sideline patterns. Make sure that you run at least 9 to 10 yards deep and then come back for the ball. It's not going to do you any good to run 7 yards and come back, because then you'll be faced with that critical decision. And I think that decision should be to go for it.
Well, you go back 2 plays ago to the pass that Tony Galbert dropped. If I were San Francisco, I would come with a blitz right now, not give Manning too much time. You know he's got to throw the ball. You give Archie more than 3 seconds, he'll find somebody. They need 7 for the first down. He's going for all of it to Wes Chandler. No! Dwight Hicks, in his second year, former Michigan Wolverine under Bo Schembechler, comes up with the interception. It's been that kind of a year for the New Orleans Saints.
They had 2 plays to get 7 yards. I question that call just a little bit.
I agree with you.
I think they should have tried to get the first down, then go from there. But now they're facing overtime, and you know what, anything, of course, can happen in overtime.
Dwight Hicks, number 22, as you look on the replay right there, that's his 4th interception of the year. Couldn't have come at a better time if you're a San Francisco 49er from ground level. Another look at Dwight Hicks, and Chandler wraps his hands around his hips and throws it down, hoping maybe for a fumble that would not come. Now you're Bill Walsh and the San Francisco 49ers, Jimmy. You're down there in be careful country. 35 seconds left to go. You certainly don't want to risk the interception down here. Let's see how they'll play it. Linville Elliott has been the workhorse in the second half. Tries to turn the corner, tries to get out of bounds, does not. But he is very, very close to first down yardage over there, and certainly has given the 49ers a little room with which to work. Ken Bordelin in there on the tackle. And the 49ers are going to let the clock wind down. Bill Walsh says, we'll take our chances in the OT and maybe win the toss of the coin. That is it. That's the end of regulation, and perhaps a comeback to beat all comebacks. They were down by 28 points, and the San Francisco 49ers have tied up the New Orleans Saints 35-35. The overtime in 1 minute.
Welcome to the future. Brought to you by Fidelity Electronics.
I am Fidelity Chess Challenger, your computer opponent. Enter your move.
Now, from the future, the new voice sensory chess challenger. A talented opponent that senses your every move, then illuminates and announces its counter move.
Knight, base, queen.
At fine stores everywhere. At Fidelity, our most important product is the future.
Used to be when I had a job to do around the house, it was one-on-one. Me against the house. And since the house was much bigger, I usually lost. Well, I've just changed all that with my new Black & Decker Workmate. It'll hold just about anything I want to work on, from a door to a pipe to a 200-pound dresser. In fact, my Workmate is so good at helping me work, I'm giving it Sunday off.
Workmate's available from about $45.
John
Burns joined the Army in March and kept us waiting until October. Kathy Wolf joined the Army in May and kept us waiting all summer. If you're a high school graduate or about to be, you can join the Army now and take up to 12 months to report for duty. That way, if you qualify, we can guarantee you the skill training that makes you happiest. And we think a happy soldier is worth waiting for. This is the Army, a chance to serve your country as you serve yourself. Call this number toll-free.
The man in the middle, Dick Jorgensen, the referee. You look at the Susan B. Anthony toss of the coin. Happened just a couple of seconds ago, and you can tell by the New Orleans Saints, number 79, Emmanuel Sanders, one of the more spirited Saints who has been with his team and seen it all through their ups and downs over the years, a 7-year man from Jackson State, that the Saints have won the toss, and they obviously will take the football right now, and they will still be to the goal to our left side. What's going on in Seattle?
Well, as you know, Phil Simms wasn't able to play for the New York Giants today. Scott Bruna came in and did an outstanding job for the Giants as they beat the Seattle Seahawks 27-21.
Doesn't affect too much in the standings. A couple of big games around the league today, though. The Cowboys hang on and win against Oakland across the bay, so Dallas, by virtue of that win, coupled with Philadelphia's loss to Atlanta, they're now in a tie in the NFC East, and there are 2 games to go. Chargers loss, get blown out at RFK Stadium to the Redskins, but Oakland loses too, so nobody changes, moves up and down at all. In the AFC West, they're still in a tie, but your Los Angeles Rams, they've got some problems.
They were defeated by Buffalo in overtime 10-7, so Atlanta leads the NFC's Western Division by 2 full games with 2 to go.
Of course, tomorrow, Don Shula's Miami Dolphins playing host to the New England Patriots. Patriots still locked in a big battle in that AFC East with Buffalo. That game will be heard on CBS Radio. I'll only mention it once, Marvin. So we are set to go. Whoever scores first takes home all the marbles. 35-35. It's been a dandy.
Certainly has. In the overtime period, each team gets 2 timeouts. We'll play a full 15 minutes unless someone scores. At the end of that 15-minute period, if no one has scored, then we go home, all tied up. But I don't think anyone really expected 2 different games this afternoon. The first half belonging to the Saints, the second half belonging to the San Francisco 49ers.
I'll tell you what I don't expect. I don't expect to go 15 minutes without somebody scoring. I mean, they put 70 points on the board here. This has been a shootout at the OK Corral. 35-7. New Orleans wins the first half. 28-0. San Francisco wins the second half. But it's whoever can score first now wins the ball game. And New Orleans hasn't done that yet this year. And again, for the San Francisco 49ers, the 5 wins posted this year, better the last 2 seasons put together in the win column. Worsing to kick it away. Jimmy Rogers to put it away. Who else? Number 57, Danny Buns, in there on the tackle, and one of the San Francisco 49ers has been injured down there at the 23-yard line. Let's check the stats, if we can, on both Archie Manning and Joe Montana in the passing department, because when you see 70 points put on the board, you know the quarterbacks are doing something right. It's been an aerial shootout. Archie Manning, 23 of 36, 372 yards. And Joe Montana, 24 of 35, 285 yards. It'll be the New Orleans Saints operating 1st and 10 from their own 27-yard line. 14:51 left in the overtime session. We're tied 35 all when we come right back.
TCR Crossfire Racing, only possible on the wide open track. For the first time, 2 loops connected by 4 lanes of no man's land called Crossfire Alley. To win win this race, you must stay on the suicide loop and risk a head-on collision with a jam car. So every lap becomes a countdown of nerves, speed, and lane-changing skill. And only TCR's got it. TCR Crossfire Racing, wide open racing from Ideal.
This ranch doesn't run without horses. And the horses don't run without you. But when you've hammered out a day's work, you meet up with Miller Time.
When it's time to relax.
Time for the best tasting beer you can find.
One beer stands clear.
Miller High Life.
If you've got the time, we've got the beer.
Need your help. Is it me or my 1981 Toyota Corolla? Watch. See what I mean? I know Corolla looks like a million, got plenty of style, not to mention a peppy 1.8-liter engine. But I ask you, is it me or my Toyota Corolla?
Give me a ride to the library?
Tell me, was it me or my Toyota Corolla?
Oh, what a feeling! Your Corolla!
Toyota!
Jim Kelly, Jim Hill back with you. You look at a nervous couple of coaches right now. Dick Stanfill on the left, Bill Walsh over on the right. And we have got 14:51 left to go in this overtime session. You look for any indicators off of the earlier season performances. The San Francisco 49ers won in overtime at this stadium, 24-21 against the St. Louis Cardinals. This is the fourth time in NFL history there have been two overtime sessions in the same stadium. You look at Tony Galbraith, first down. Bobby Leopold in there in the tackle. Galbraith, a good afternoon, both rushing and receiving. His 14th carry for a total of 73 yards. But you look for a play he didn't make, Jim Hill, which hurt the Saints just before the end of the game. That little pass, a swing pass out of the backfield that he dropped.
That hit him right in the midsection, and that could have been one of the biggest plays to go against the Saints in the ballgame.
Number 59, that's Willie Harper, checks out for San Francisco. Craig Pookie checks on in, number 54. Right side linebacker, Archie Manning to Tony Galbraith. Fights his way up to the 40-yard line. Brought down there by Craig Pookie, the man who just came in, the rookie from Tennessee. Second down, 8 yards to go from the 40-yard line. Manning sends Wes Chandler out wide to the right side. Ike Harris flats out to the top of your screen to the left side. Running backs are Tony Galbraith and Jack Holmes, and Manning will put it out to Jack Holmes, who's had the good hands all afternoon up near the 43. Jim Stuckey stuck him there, shy of first down yardage. Jack Holmes, that's his fifth grab in the afternoon. Check it, his fourth grab for 43 yards.
You watch the crowd get up now.
Third down, 3 yards to go. You look at the San Francisco defense about to dig in, and you look at the New Orleans huddle as they've come up with a third down play. Usually on third down and short yardage, they'll go to Tony Galbraith, either passing or running. And there he is. And this one is coming back. Holding against New Orleans will negate a Galbraith first down. Bobby Leopold ran him out of bounds, the rookie from Notre Dame. And we've got an injured New Orleans Saints down in the field on the 40-yard line. So New Orleans has all kinds of problems.
Jim, I think it goes back to about midway through the fourth period. When the Saints came out, they knew they had to move the ball. Archie came out took a snap from center one time, remember, fell down on it, he fumbled it. The next time they had an illegal man in motion.
Holding, number 68, offense, decline, fourth down.
And from that point on, the ball game has just been all in the favor of the 49ers, even though they played good football before then.
Okay, on the left side of your screen, you can see Fred Stewart right there, holding. Good work, Andy, down in the truck. By golly, he picked the Saints to win, and he's staying with them. He's even freeze-framing on the Saints. That's Taylor, number 71. Jim Taylor, third-year man from Missouri. Now, 60 minutes we will join in progress because of tonight's overtime game. In progress, we will join 60 minutes. Then on Alice, Mel has a change of heart, but it's more than his heart can stand. All tonight, along with the rest of that fine lineup on CBS. To talk about heart, Jim Hill's fiance is here. Should probably be a bride before this game is over. 4th down and 3. Russell Erxleben to boot it away. Freddie Solomon has broken one. They'll watch it bounce. As everything else has gone in the second half, it bounces backwards against the New Orleans Saints, and the 49ers come to life at their own 27-yard line, and the crowd comes to life as well. 12:36 left to go in the overtime session. A 28-yard punt by that man, Russell Erxleben. Well, Joe Montana is certainly no stranger to circumstances such as this, despite the fact that he has been starting for only 2 weeks. You might recall a bowl game about 2 or 3 years ago when his Irish of Notre Dame were locked up in a pretty good struggle right there. Montana came on in the last couple of minutes and marched his team right down the field and threw the winning touchdown pass. Linville Elliott, 6 foot even, 210 from Northeast Missouri State, thrown down by the 9-year veteran from Kentucky, Joe Fetterspiel, as you look at a very concerned Dick Stanfield. Linville Elliott now, obviously his finest game of the year, Jimmy Hill, 14 carries.
And he's done a lot of it really on his own. He's been getting some good blocking from his offensive line. But one of the things that makes Linville such a good runner, especially this afternoon, is that he's been so busy. And by that, he's always kept his legs running and moving and trying to present a very small target for the defense to hit.
14 carries, 100 yards for Linville Elliott. For the entire season, he had 157 before today. They try the left side. They get it up near first down yardage in the vicinity of the 35. You can see some of the turf coming up there. Darylyn Moore and Fetterspiel in there on the tackle. Again, they are right around the second base area now where the San Francisco Baseball Giants play. And Dick Jorgensen, the referee, has called for the measurement. 11:50 to go in. That's the turf we were telling you about, right around second base there. It has led to some suspect footing at that part of the field. You see Montana saying about a jumbo hot dog, shy. One of those foot-long hot dogs, shy of first down yardage. Now you can see him doing a little, what they call the ground crew out here. Third and a foot for the 49ers. The same way Joe Montana ran for a touchdown earlier, he has just rushed for a first down now. Clock continues to wind down, 11:40. And they'll unstack about a ton of beef down there in the vicinity of the 37-yard line.
On the quarterback draw, which is not a bad play to try and execute in this particular area of the field. The key to the quarterback draw is to fake going in an opposite direction and then come back. That particular time, that's what Joe did. As you mentioned, Jim, that's the same kind of play that he scored on early in the ball game. But the officials, just to be certain, are going to bring the chains in and measure.
We'll get another shot of that turf and how badly it's torn up down there between the 20 and the 40-yard line. There you can see how chewed up it is. It looks like Secretariat and a few of his friends have run a mile and a 16th over. By the length of the football, the 49ers pick up the first down, as we called it for you. From the 37-yard line now, the 49ers have the football, 11:40. Clock continues to wind down now in the overtime session. Remember, whoever scores first, touchdown, field goal, safety. Solomon in the slot. Clark is outside. Linville Elliott did well just to get back to the line of scrimmage. Good penetration that time by Joe Fetterspiel, the veteran from Kentucky, over on the left side to force the play inside before Chuck Evans, 59, and Groom, 78, got in there to bring down Linville Elliott. And another New Orleans Saints player is injured on this play. They're falling like flies right now.
But they are really giving it their best shot. I have to take my hat off to them. They played great in the first half. They didn't play that well in the second half, and here in the overtime period, from a defensive standpoint, they're still coming, they're still hitting, and they know that this is their one shot to win a ball game, to win their first ball game this year.
That's Darylin Moore. Darylin Moore, 74, the 8-year man from Oklahoma who goes off. Tell you what, if you're going to take your hat off, will you give it to me? Because I'm cold.
It is a little nippy here, isn't it?
Again, the concern of Dick Stanford, who has done really a fine job keeping morale of the New Orleans Saints up over the last 2 games. Second down and 9. Montana looks to the air. He looks, he's got Archie Clark, and Archie Clark had the ball just pop loose. You certainly can't fault the receiver on that one. He was stung by David Waymer, the rookie out of Notre Dame. I want to tell you, Archie Clark has had 2 vicious hits put on him so far in this football game. You look again.
And for just a split second here, you may have thought that this pass was complete, but not so, as Waymer came up and wrapped that right arm right on the ball, and it just popped loose. A good defensive effort there by Waymer.
And Waymer has come on very strong. He had a couple of shaky games early in the season, but Dick Nolan and Dick Fetterspell have stuck with him, and rookie to his credit has performed over the last 5 or 6 weeks. Linville Elliott on a sweep. They try to turn it inside and string it out. And I'll tell you, the man who made the play isn't even in your picture right now. And now we get roughing over on the sideline right in front of the New Orleans Saints bench. The man who made that play for New Orleans, Jimmy Marshall, the right side cornerback, Jim Hill, came up, took a shot at Linville Elliott, but delayed him just enough for the hesitation that the rest of the Saints secondary was able to come up and penetrate, and somebody came up a little bit too late.
Now that's a silly foul. I'm talking about silly as far as the Saints are concerned. You just force the man out of bounds. If anything, you dive over and do anything you can in order to get out of the way and not try hit him. Here's a look at the ball carrier going out of bounds.
Personal
There's a
foul,
defensive player.
unnecessary roughness, number 96, defense. First down.
Steve Parker, rookie out of Idaho, made a rookie mistake.
Really no sense in that at all.
10:42 left to go in the overtime session. Line of scrimmage now, the 46-yard line in New Orleans. Montana, Clark signal, gives to Linville Elliott. He rambles for 10 yards and another first down for the 49ers. Tommy Myers made perhaps a game-saving tackle. Linville Elliott, what a game he's having. James Owens checks out now, or checks back in. Linville Elliott had only carried the ball 38 times for 157 yards coming into this game, and already he has carried for 110 yards on 17 carries. You look at Ray Wersching over on the 49ers sideline, warming up into the practice net. Now they say his forward momentum was just stopped the length of a football shy of first down yardage. Now, Jimmy, you've got second down and less than a foot to go for the first down. You've got a down you can waste.
You certainly can waste it, or you have it to play with, but you don't want to get foolish with it and give the defense something that they can take advantage of. I think that the thing that San Francisco is concerned about is keeping the ball right in the middle of the field.
Well, let's see what they do. They go for the first down, and they get it. Price, 75, made the stop for New Orleans. We mentioned James Taylor from New Orleans, who went down the last time New Orleans had the ball. The Saints starting left tackle, a knee injury, will not be back. That's if New Orleans should stop this drive by San Francisco and get the ball back. First down, 10 yards to go at the 35-yard line now of the New Orleans Saints. Their defense, just like the 49er defense had to assert themselves before, has got to do something now. Come up with a big play, maybe force a turnover, stop this drive. Don Woods inside the 15. Price again chased him out of bounds. They say now he stepped out of bounds back at the 14. Check at the 19-yard line. The 19 is where they say he was. Randy Cross, number 51, threw the big block over on the right side that allowed him to turn the corner. Helped out by Linville Elliott.
And, you know, you don't see any Saint defensive players on the offensive side for San Francisco. They just came up to the line of scrimmage and just kind of stuck. And when you do that, you have a running back who has the speed of a Don Woods. He's going to be able to get to the outside and get downfield.
9:27, clock is stopped as Woods ran out of bounds. But right now, the New Orleans Saints defense is rocking back on their heels. Linville Elliott inside the 15 down to the 12-yard line. Ted Bordelin in there on the tackle for the New Orleans Saints, who right now the Saints have got to play right up in that line of scrimmage. One man's got to go for the ball carrier, Jim Hill. The other's got to go for the football, try to strip it loose, force a fumble, some kind of a turnover.
And I think this is a time when we will be seeing the ball carriers for the 49ers to hang on with both hands, try and stay right in the middle of the field and move it on down. If they don't get the touchdown, then they should really get a field goal.
There's the book on Linville Elliott so far this afternoon. Some kind of performance turned in. Donnie Woods. But this one's coming back. This will be holding against San Francisco. Just as the 49ers are on the verge of putting the game away, the Saints get a break, and it's a big one. Let's see if we can pick it up. Maybe
looks
right
like,
there on
looks
Cross.
Like Cross, yeah, looks like Cross. And the officials right on the spot threw down
Holding,
the flag.
number 51, offense, still second down.
Job by our director down in the truck. Good job by our camera guys who have been doing a fine job all afternoon to bring you the pictures. Give you the feeling like it's right there in your living room. Second down, 14 yards to go from the 22-yard line of New Orleans. Linville Elliott tries to pop it across the 20. He does. Gets it down to maybe the 17-yard line. So it'll bring up third down now. Tommy Myers on the stop. Now you've got a big play call for both teams. The 49ers, you don't really want to risk the pass interception right here. You've got the football. You're certainly well within Ray Wersching's range. But if you're New Orleans, Jim, I think you've got to gamble. You've got to do something a little dangerous right here. You've got to play the guys up tight on the corners, send them in, blitz a little bit, send everybody in, and try to prevent not so much the big game, but you've got to throw them for a loss a little bit. That's what they did. They played everybody up tight. However, the 49ers get it right in the middle of the football field for Ray Wersching.
Well, that's exactly what San Francisco wanted to do. They didn't want to take any chances at all of giving the Saints the ball by a turnover. And they also wanted to make sure that the ball stayed in the middle of the field to cut down on the kicking angle for Wersching.
Okay, and field goals, Wersching is 13 out of 17. The line of scrimmage, the 17. He'll kick it from about the 26. It'll be a 36-yard attempt, and the crowd will tell you. It's perfect. 7:20 in overtime. A 26-yard, make it a 36-yard field goal by Ray Wersching. And the San Francisco 49ers, who at one time trailed the still winless New Orleans Saints 35-7, have won in overtime. Take a look at the reaction by Ray Wersching and Joe Montana, the holder. And watch the New Orleans Saints as well. Look at Montana, look at Wersching, and then look at Crooms, number 78 for the New Orleans Saints. He just cannot believe it. So that's it. In overtime, the San Francisco 49ers 38, the New Orleans Saints 35. The NFL on CBS, a presentation of CBS Sports.
This is CBS.